Peace, peace, peace. Welcome Wednesday. Campaign show live. Wednesday, April 16th. Peace and blessings. I'm a little late today, but I'm gonna make up for it. This ought to be entertaining enough. Salute Ahmad Jabril. Salute my folks. Y'all see the title. Ice Cube gets hands and feet imprinted on Hollywood Boulevard. I guess that's the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. Obviously. I'm kind of anxious to get y'all's thoughts on and views on it. Elmatic, big Elmatic salute. Salute to my wrench mob. Wrench mob. Wrench mob. Ninjas is the craziest. Wrench mob is the craziest. Or lynch mob is the ADHD-ist, or I guess. I don't know. But yeah, man, I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. Come on in, hit the like button on y'all way in. Y'all gonna really like this one. It's gonna be entertaining. And it's all in fun, right? We can have fun. You know, I'm the guy that's qualified to speak on this subject. Salute George Allen. Salute. Y'all come on in. Let's talk about it. Ice Cube gets hands and feet imprinted on Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know. I think he got a star already on Hollywood Walk of Fame, right? I know Dr. Dre and I think Snoop, But y'all might know this.
Burn Hollywood, burn! Ice Cube is down with the PE. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man.
A few moments later.
Do it. Let's go.
Build Hollywood, build. Ain't burn Hollywood, burn no more. Apparently it's build Hollywood, build.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Everybody in the neighborhood.
I just be liking to hold people to their words and to their images and to the campaign promises that they got to where they got on. But like politicians, they say whatever they got to say apparently to get your support. But then once they get in the seat, yeah, I'm saying I don't really need to keep none of them promises. Promises. Let's back that up. Fair use though. Fair use. Salute. Shouts out Chuck D. I think. I've been hearing. But anyway, I'm not here to gossip. Let's go on and play it.
Burn Hollywood, burn!
Yeah, there you go right there. That's I guess it's prophecy, huh? Is that the prophecy? That's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I guess he called it. So there it is. But let's listen.
Ice Cube is down with the PE.
Not every single one to see me. See the sign in the back?
Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man.
Hollywood, man.
Hollywood, man.
A few moments later.
Do it. Let's go.
Ice Cube honored with hand and footprint ceremony. Of all places, Hollywood, same place that he just showed his Hollywood star in the old video with Chuck D and Big Daddy Kane. Burn Hollywood, burn. Hey man, like it, I love it.
Yeah, man. Everybody in the neighborhood. It might be. Your handprint has been on this city for decades. It's only right that it is cemented forever. Thank you.
Forever. So apparently we believe that Hollywood will last forever. You know, when we was moving around together, we understood that the devil's world is already up, and not only would it not last forever, it might not last a few more days. But I don't teach my sons and daughters that nothing of this devil Satan's world, especially highly weird, small cap capital of the media world. I don't teach mines that that nothing they got or nothing they do is going to last forever. But shouts out, I ain't got nothing against his wife and children, but I'm listening. They put it out there, so it's content. So we just reacting.
Your handprint has been on this city for decades. It's only right that it is cemented forever. Thank you.
Cemented forever in Hollywood, in highly weird. So it's not gonna burn no more. It's gonna be cemented forever.
Thank you for everybody that showed up to hear a young dude from South Central Los Angeles get a chance to express how much I'm appreciative and I'm living the dream.
I'm appreciative and I'm living the dream. Man, not living the dream. Appreciative to who? To Hollywood and the people that made this possible, and living what dream? The American dream? Let's listen to that again, and then we'll take some comments. Yao Ming.
You're right that it is cemented forever.
Thank you for everybody that showed up to hear a young dude from South Central Los Angeles get a chance to express how much I'm appreciative and I'm living the dream.
Appreciative to because that's not the hood, that's Hollywood. That's not black people of the hood, that's not black people of South Central. So you're appreciative to who? The people that created Hollywood, the people that runs Hollywood, that spews the images that you wanted to burn. We all remember the video. Y'all go check it, take a look at it, pull it up on YouTube. Burn Hollywood Burn, PE, Public Enemy, or Public Enemy featuring Ice Cube and Big Daddy Kane. So he's appreciative and he's living the dream. Living the dream. Hey man, I got different dreams. I got actually different visions. My vision is for Babylon to burn, for this to be the lake of fire, for what they have done and still doing to our people. But hey, I'm different. I guess that's why I'm different.
A lot of first Chuck Taylors in the concrete. It's only right.
He said it's only right. Let's listen to that again. I think he says is this the first pair of Chucks ever to be on this Hollywood Boulevard concrete or whatever that handprint stuff is?
And I'm living the dream. A lot of first Chuck Taylors in the concrete. Right.
It's only right. Am I the first Chuck Taylors in this concrete? It's only right. Yes, it is. Apparently, it is only right. It's fitting. Apparently, so I do want to hear from y'all though. I want to hear what happened. Is it cool now? Is Hollywood cool now? Are we living in a post-racial society since Obama was the president? Is everything cool? Fair use these first couple of seconds. I got to keep playing this.
Burn, Hollywood, burn! Ice Cube is down with the PE. Hollywood, man. Hollywood.
Big Daddy Kane had to bomb his verse. You know what I'm saying? Because he really drove the point home. His lyrics really encapsulated what the song was supposed to be. Because, Q verse on here wasn't really saying nothing. I guess it was about the police or something. Blue and white, rolling through Hollywood late at night, red and blue lights with a common sight. Like, so that ain't, I don't know what that got to do with Hollywood. That's just LA period. But Chuck D and Big Daddy Kane, you know, back then, you know what I'm saying? They was known for way more conscious lyrics. So even though it was about Hollywood, you know, Q wasn't really saying much. He didn't really get into no real conscious being able to go toe to toe on them subjects until he got with Brother Cam. But that's another subject. Hey man, let me just play this one more time and then we're gonna move on to the next subject for the night.
Burn, Hollywood, burn! Ice Cube is down with the pinky. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man.
A few moments later.
Do it. Let's go.
You got the pink man holding him down, like touching on him, like I mean, you know, not like that, you know what I'm saying? But I guess maybe dude is a I don't know, is he righteous? Is my man a righteous, you know, representative of the human family? The bald head pink guy that you know is guiding your hands.
Everybody in the neighborhood.
Got them Aladdins. got them Aladdins. No, this just roasting. Shouts out to Q. Salute for Q. I don't think that's no accomplishment, but you know, when I was doing a little whoop whoop, little, you know, that pot belly, duck foot, like, you know, that them the chucks ain't supposed to go up like this in the front. I'm just, you know, letting y'all know. Let y'all know. Salute though. Salute Q. He got to push the white.
Yeah.
You gotta push the duck to the duck. Yeah, push the front of the tip of his chucks down. Like they ain't supposed to be up in the air like that. Just so y'all know. But you know.
Yeah, man. Everybody in the neighborhood. They might be.
Your handprint has been on this city for decades. It's only right that it is cemented forever.
Thank you for everybody that showed up to hear a young dude from South Central Los Angeles get a chance to express how much I'm appreciative and I'm living the dream. I'm the first Chuck Taylor's in the concrete. Yeah, it's only right.
So yeah, man, that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I could really clown, but I'm not. I think that was enough. I don't think I really need to say nothing. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that love it, you like it, I love it. If y'all think that's a great accomplishment and, you know, the accolades of our open enemies and the purveyors of the false propaganda and the smut of our people is something that you're supposed to be proud of and celebrate, then by all means, so y'all have at that. Y'all can have that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. My second order of business. Well, let's talk about this. We'll talk about this for a little bit. Here's the StreamYard link if anybody wants to get in a chat with me and discuss that. It's brief. We don't have to really talk about it too long. Salute Big Rube Muhammad. Salute Ahmad Jabril. Machiavelli Awake 89 says, y'all see what I see as far as an artist, entrepreneur. Y'all see what I see as far as an artist, entrepreneur, business mindset. Well deserved, brother. Well deserved. Well deserved. Still standing. Still strong. All right. What do you think Hollywood should burn? You say it's well deserved. So Hollywood shouldn't burn no more, then, right? Machiavelli. Since they gave him his award, they gave him like a little handprint thing. So Hollywood shouldn't burn no more. Let me know. Hop on the live with me, Machiavelli. Have we ever chopped it up before? Let's talk about this. It's well deserved. Hop on the live with me. They got a StreamYard link. Let's talk, shall we? Elmatic Trig on his way. Cube stand fan is on his way. Parachute the fan man, like nigga got the Holyfield fight. Trig got one of them propeller fans. He's finna crash this live. Machiavelli, why you say F Hollywood if you say it's well deserved? You can't be both. How are you happy for him, but then now you saying F Hollywood? I don't get it. You sending mixed signals. Rod Dub, salute. A-Town in the building all day. I just want y'all to give me y'all's. Let me play it one more time for y'all.
Burn, Hollywood, burn! Ice Cube is down with the PE. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man. Hollywood, man.
A few moments later.
Do it. Let's go.
Fair use. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Everybody in the neighborhood.
It might be. All right. Your handprint has been on this
He's
city.
Smiling. What a frown at? What a mad dog at? You not mad no more? Bless my brother heart. He's cheesing. He got the Kool-Aid smile. Teeth showing. Black folks always got to show their teeth. Be true to the game. Ninjas always got to show their teeth, man.
It might be. All right. Your handprint has been on this city for decades. It's only right that it is cemented forever.
So I don't got no problem with O'Shea Jr. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with him being proud of his dad. So it's not his, you know, I wouldn't fault him. Anything that he might be in error about or delusional about, he had to learn it from his pops. So I don't, you know, no shade whatsoever on Kim, you know, his mom and his children. This is just strictly, you know, he's there talking about that. That's why I only commented on it. But
thank you for everybody that showed up to hear a young dude from South Central Los Angeles get a chance to express how much I'm appreciative.
Get a chance. So now you happy you getting a chance from Hollywood to express himself? No, I thought we were supposed to be kicking in the door and taking what's ours. That's like who gives a F about a G dang Grammy, right? But then y'all celebrating once you finally get an honorary Grammy. Like it just remind me of how for sale we are. How for sale sign we are. We extra mad and mad dogging and, you know, revolutionary. Then, you know, they went in with, like they said, I don't know if that was I'm gonna get you sucker or something. They went in with guns like Black Panthers and came out with jobs. Came out smiling with jobs. Like, nah, that's not the revolution, bruh. That's not the war we're fighting. Rube said, I would rather have my name etched in the wall of the New Jerusalem. Right, exactly. That's coming in as we speak. Then on the sidewalk, star in a world that's going out. And it is going out. It is burning. And it will burn for 310 years. Right? But, you know, that's another story. It's a whole nother story. Tyreek Powell or Poe. If you don't know me, homie, then don't call Cam Craig. Yep, that's right. That's like calling me Cassius Clay. Only family members can call me that. I'm talking about blood relatives can call me that. So it is what it is. So Salamo Nua. Mixed feelings. I mean, what's mixed about it? We gotta, if we holding him to his own word, he the one got us riled up and was like, F Hollywood, burn. And black folks or ninjas always got to show their teeth. Be true to the game. Be true to what game? What game are we supposed to be true to? If we supposed to frown, but then now we smiling for the folks, for these very folks, This is not your hands in the hood. This is not your hands in 111 West Side 111 sidewalk. This is Hollywood. This is Romans, or used to be Rome's, whatever, Chinese Theater, Hollywood Boulevard. West Hollywood, almost at that. Ain't we supposed to be torching that? Ain't that's what's going on with Diddy and Justin Bieber and Disney and all of this terrible stuff that you know is being exposed right now? Weinstein's, Epstein's, all this PDF file and trafficking, and now we smiling about living the dream and being able to express ourselves in Hollywood. Hey man, it just, to me, it just seems strange to me. And just want to kumbaya, huh? David Lartigue, Hub and the Dub, salute. To do this after being true to the righteous teachings of the NOI is obviously backwards. Hey man, I'm just reporting. Ishmael Wilson, what happened to the revolution? Well, they were hiring that day, right? They went in They went in with guns and came out with jobs and a smile. A smile, showing their whole rack, their whole teeth. SD said the fact that Cube getting accolades while rappers like Cam, Paris, My Son get slept on to this day tells me all I need to know about what kind of world we live in and who controls it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty accurate. You know, that's pretty accurate. Kevin Jenkins, not too long ago, he was trying to fight Warner Brothers for the rights to the Friday franchise, right? Or you trying to fight the basketball or NBA league, saying that they, you know, it's a lot of different stuff. You know, I ain't gonna go into all of that. We just talking about this thing right here. Hollywood is Hollywood. So I'm just holding them at their own words. His own words is he's living the dream. And, you know, I'm appreciative to Hollywood for recognizing me. And my son is saying that my handprint is going to live forever in the streets of Hollywood, on the sidewalk of Hollywood. So I'm just holding them to their own words. There's nothing wrong with that, is it? Tyreek, it's like a 3-ring circus. All the clowns I see daily, like they fresh out of Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. Yeah, clowns to the left of me, clowns to the right, clowns all around me, dog. I'm about to take flight on these clowns in this industry, clowns in these streets, clowns on TV, and these clown ass athletes serving no purpose. But I should play that. Madon Komet, my brother.
Yo, Cam, salute.
Salute. What say you out there on the streets of the YouTube, man? What's your take on this?
Well, maybe Ice Cube think he can reform Hollywood. Maybe he, maybe
he can do what?
Reform Hollywood. Maybe he think he can reform it. I don't know. Maybe he think he can come with a way that'll change it for the better of black people.
No, I want to know, like, especially based on all the other black actors and filmmakers or whatever that's complaining, that's going broke, you know what I'm saying, that's protesting, that's whistleblowing. Why are they all mad and Black Hollywood is on a decline, but it's okay, you know what I'm saying, if you know, bro is getting his shine, that means everything is good? Like, we not mad now? Hollywood shouldn't burn no more? What? I would ask in that, like, how should Hollywood still burn? If I was there, it wouldn't even be no heckle. Like, I'm gonna hold you to your own words. Well, Hollywood, you know, I just want to hear what his answer would be.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from. It do look, I mean, it's a bad look. I mean, when you know, I grew up off Cube too, and you know, he put that fire in you, you know. So I remember that, you know, I remember a lot of them lyrics, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of look like, you know, man, it don't look good coming from that perspective, from, you know, all them rhymes and then now it's like, you know.
I mean, you know, hey man, I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't know, but Dave Latif say, don't worry, Cam, you know, sell. I'm not worried. Trust me, I'm not worried. I'm just reporting. That's the blessing of YouTube, blessing of me being a star witness of the real, true, and living Messiah. You know, the God. I'm a witness. I'm like a real witness of this. So my testimony is rock solid, heavy. If I decide to speak on certain things, but you say, don't worry, you know, Salah, keep it with the nation, brother. I love you, my brother, man. I love you too. More than just the hub and the dub, but just on some manhood, God, brother business. Much love and respect. My brother Ruben said you have to sleep to dream. You live in the dream. That means you went back to sleep. Apparently, Negro, wake up. You know, you back in the you back in the pod. You back in the little goop, in the goop pod with the plugs in your back of your head or something. I don't know. I want to be somebody. Yeah, I want to be somebody important, like an actor. Hey man, I don't know. We just clowning though. This is all roasting. It's all just real. So Rod wanted to say peace. I guess the gatekeepers opened the gate back up, right? Who the hell left the gate open? Remember that little
Oh yeah, it's morning time.
Yeah. Who the hell left the gate open?
I guess today was a good day, you know. Hey.
Man. Black people always gotta show their teeth. I'm gonna be brief. Stay true to the game. I guess you stand true to the game. I just didn't know what game we was playing. That's why I had to fall back, because I realized we actually wasn't playing the same game. we all wasn't in the same game. Righteous by nature, salute. KM, alaikum salam, salute. Ruben Muhammad, Cypher. Oh yeah, Cypher. Yeah, that's his name. Cypher. Good old Cypher. Oh man. It's indignified by them conquistador peoples to give these entertainers the honoraries damn near when they almost at the end of their career. They could have had it way back then. Why now? Right. Why now? Why are people on my generation, the rappers of my generation, from my city, from my state, from my section, you know, getting pushed globally like never before? You know, what's behind that? So that's something to think about. What was you saying, Madon? Rod Dub, what up? I see you, Rod.
Peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay, man. I was just tapping in on the Cube situation or whatnot.
What's your thoughts?
I feel like it's somewhat of a good thing, but
What's good about it? I'm not saying you're wrong or right. Why is it somewhat of a good thing to you?
good in a way as one of us has gotten like the honor to
Honored by who?
them people.
So honored by Satan that's a good thing. If you honored by Satan, you doing good.
You get me right every time. No, it's not.
What like would you feel good if Satan is honoring you, or would you be kind of concerned that you might be getting set up, or you might have sold out and slipped on a banana peel or took the banana in the tailpipe? Like if you know these people are responsible for destroying your whole people on a media scale, financial scale, all the artists is complaining, talking about they ripping them off and they die, you know, without the royalties, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff that's going on, you would feel good, like it's an accomplishment for them to give you credit.
When you put it like that, like not at all. It's nothing to feel good about in that sense. And it's like the way I was thinking about it.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like
You mean you
Cube is
think?
like, yeah, I think, yeah, my bad, yeah, I think he's like one of the people that try to push us like to a better position, and I'm saying that just as far like the big three or
How does that help us? How does the big three help us?
it puts retired basketball players in a position to feed their family in a sense.
So if they was if there was professional NBA players that had any kind of name to where they would be chosen for the big three, they shouldn't have already invested they exuberant millions that they already made off the NBA. They need the big three.
And if they in it, they do.
If they in what?
If they like in the big three, like I feel like they do, like they have
They
made
they got they got a mainstream kind of big three that's coming out that don't got nothing to do with Cube, right?
no, I didn't know that.
So, but my point though is that helping? Like how's that helping us? How does that get us free? Was NBA players spending their millions to wake up black people, or like I don't get it. Like how is sport and play and entertainment and black multi-millionaire athletes that already was isolated from the struggle of black people, how is giving them more, more playing time or more whatever, how is that going to help black people?
Well, as far as black people, it will more so help the people like who's actually playing in their
Yeah, but
family.
they was already helped. That's what I'm saying. They already was the 1%. They was already living the luxury 1% lifestyle. So why do they need to keep getting,
Okay.
why couldn't they just invest their millions and be retired and just raise their family and actually help the black community themselves based on all of the millions and the influence that they had when they was popping?
I feel exactly where you coming from with that, and my only like answer to that is like got to go back to the whole broke documentary. Like a lot of athletes, they don't have good financial advice.
But do you think Cube has good financial advice?
Mm, I think he has better advice than others.
Is he teaching it? Is he teaching it to black people?
That I can't say.
No, you can say. Have you heard him teaching it to black people?
No.
Okay, then. But based on what you know about him, you know his raps, you know this stuff. Have you seen any reports or any news articles, any celebrations, or any community saying that he's teaching his knowledge of financial literacy to black artists or black people coming up?
No, I really can't to be honest. And it's like I know y'all had like a like relationship at one time or whatnot. So you have
Right.
like
As far as financial literacy, um, I'm still stuck with an $850,000 judgment. You know what I'm saying? From a production from some samples that I never made. I'm not a producer, so
wow. So it's like it's supposed to be coming your way.
Yeah, I've been getting garnished for years. I don't know how long, decades or something like that.
Damn.
So my royalties don't even go to me. My publishing royalties don't even go to me. They go to paying off a judgment, a Bridgeport judgment that
Wow.
Street Knowledge stuck me with. when I'm not a producer.
Wow. Okay. And see, and that's why I tapped in, because like I know it'd be a lot of like other stuff going on in the background that we'll never know or whatnot. Like, damn. That's
Yeah, so you know, people get unalive for much less than that, right?
oh,
So, but I'm
absolutely
a
right.
follower. I'm a follower of Farrakhan. So if Farrakhan tells me to leave it alone and let Allah, you know, Allah deal with it, and that's what I'll do. No matter what things look like. If my
Right.
Messiah tells me something specific, then I'm gonna leave it alone and just keep on, you know, chugging along and helping wake up my people the poor righteous teacher way.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with that, like at all. Like I love truly like what you're doing out here for the brothers and everything, man. But damn.
And it's just us, like, you know, it's just us. That's why I say campaign. You know, I don't say cam pleasure, cam luxury, cam convenience. I don't know that. My life ain't been that. Whether it's in the streets, whether it's in the industry, you know, and that's what made me so vicious, though. You know,
Yeah,
God blessed me to go through this hell and all that, because he was making me into something for a certain season, and that season is just about here.
okay.
So, but I've been able to, you know, by His permission, endure and withstand all of it,
Yeah, you
and be
maintain.
steadfast.
Yes, sir. Like you definitely maintain. But do you think like them devils or whatever, they showed him like how to like deal with people like up under him?
I don't understand what you're asking.
I like things that may have been done to him like in a messed up financial way, and like they showed him, and then he had to do it like to people like the same like color as him.
Well, yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of that being. It's not just him. You know, everybody is accused. Down there, everybody is, at least on the West Coast. I can't speak for Diddy and whatever they was doing over there or down south or whatever, but on the West Coast, that was a big thing. That's why we was calling them gatekeepers and all of that. Because if you was complaining about how Jerry Heller was doing you or Easy was doing you, and that's why you left, or if Snoop was complaining about Suge or Dre or whoever was complaining about Suge and how they, did you
Okay.
wind up hurting people the same way you was hurt? Did you wind up doing people the same way that you claimed,
Yeah.
or you accused people of doing you, or did you do the opposite?
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I know down there all of the artists that was ever signed to these top West Coast rappers who turned
Right.
label owners, and all of their stories is the same.
Okay.
And their stories is similar to my story. You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't able to endure. They might not have, well, they didn't have no God or no nation and no army and no God, no Messiah, you know what I'm saying, to guide them through all of that to where they able to be as strong as I am right now, and to be the last of the standing star witnesses of them.
Okay.
I'm a witness, so that's why they're not gonna say nothing. And if they do, then we'll take it to the next the next level. You know what I'm saying?
For
But I
sure.
don't think they're gonna say nothing.
For sure. And it's like I I don't like look up to like any like artist, you know what I'm saying, is like a god, or you know what I'm saying, like better than. But I do feel like some like
You think?
I think that some do better than others. But and I could be wrong about that, because it's all perception at the end of the day. But
Well, the streets don't really lie. Like the black people in the streets, the poor streets, that they're gonna tell you whether it's perception or not. You know what I mean? If anything, people like me is is more your friend. They be my ops and my blockers and haters, but I'll be more friends because I don't air them out. I don't,
That's right.
because if I really had that kind of influence, and if God really blessed me with a certain kind of influence, just like Minister Farrakhan, if Minister Farrakhan was to even suggest or hint that somebody, deserved to be touched or something, then it'd be a flood of, we'll be fighting each other to try, you know what I'm saying? So he gotta be wise and be so Jesus like, so nonviolent. So he gotta take so much, because if he even suggests, you know what I'm saying, if he accidentally cough or sneeze in, the wrong way, suggesting or saying that somebody did him wrong or something like that, then he got soldiers that's gonna go. But we're not disobedient. So if he tells us don't do nothing, then we're not gonna do nothing. That's how you can tell who's really with him and who really ain't.
Okay.
So we all want to go. But he the one saying no. Give him time. Don't do nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't touch nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't wait to run some organized crime, threat, domestic terrorism, RICO, whatever. Like, if they really had some dirt on the minister, on the nation, you don't think they would have hit us with their best shot and just smeared the whole everything? So we know what they waiting for. So even me saying this is jokes and this is roasting or whatever, but I'm not lying.
Of course. And like I said, like, because you have that other level of just experience, that's why I wanted to just tap in with you, as far as that. And dang, so even like with the whole like big three, like that don't like really move you in a sense.
No, none of this moved me. Before it was a big three. Like, he didn't move me when we met. Like, I respected his God-given talent without a doubt. He was the most influential, talented rapper that influenced me in my life. Because he was that dude. You know what I'm saying, in NWA, and he became even more that dude once he got with us.
Right.
So
Right.
and that's why I went so hard for him, because I seen him being the spokesperson or a mouthpiece or instrument for Minister Farrakhan, and what Minister how the minister was trying to wake us up and using young little lions, young little street, influence and rap and gangster rap, or people that had gangster rap influence, putting his wisdom in gangster rap form, So no matter what, you didn't have to recite and get your ex or whatever. I was going to ride and slide for Cube like he was my own blood brother, or like he was Minister Farrakhan, because I knew his value. He already had the ear of millions and millions of people that respected him on a certain kind of level. And it just catapulted, once we got together, and he was, making them albums like Death Certificate and doing commercials, and just the whole, that couldn't be beat. But COINTELPRO is real, and also God tests us. He tests us all. He's gonna try us with disappointment, fear, loss of this or loss of that, or threaten with this or threaten with that. And if you really ain't cut to go all the way, then they're gonna find out what your breaking point is, and they're gonna press it.
Yeah, and it's it messed up that things went the way they did with the whole situation.
With what situation?
Just with you and Q or whatnot.
Well, yeah, that ain't bad. That ain't like Pac and Biggie and then, like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful. He's still here. I'm still here. I mean, he still got action. I ain't just throwing him in the trash. You know what I'm saying? It's like Snoop. I ain't throwing Snoop in the trash. I ain't throwing nobody in the trash. But if you talking reckless and blasphemous against Farrakhan, then you in the trash. You in the trash then.
Yeah, and it seemed like at one point, you know what I'm saying, with like a A1 in a sense, and it's like I don't know where the whole disagreement came into play or whatnot, but
It was it was in stages. Rest in peace, Jerome, Muhammad, Shorty from the lynch mob. It kind of started with Shorty and his again, the scrum. I have to mute you because I'm hearing that background. But may Allah be pleased with brother Jerome Shorty from the lynch mob. It was some disgruntled stuff between him and then JD. Shouts out JD. And JD is back, he doing business, Q got him, got him a gig and, he getting a little bag or check or whatever. So shouts out to JD. I ain't never got nothing foul or questionable to say about JD, but that's how the stuff started. And from my observation, it had to do with a God complex. It had to do with pride and ego type of thing. Like, because he used to tell me like, niggas is ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of understood that niggas are ungrateful. We are ungrateful. We ungrateful to God though, including you. So now, if you got a God complex and you feel like the lynch mob or your artists and all that is ungrateful to you because you put them on or whatever, you made it possible to connect them with a record deal and this and that, but you didn't do that out no charity. You put the equal or the lion's share of they, that deal advance in your pocket. You didn't really do them no favor. They was already talented. That's why you signed them. You saw they talent. But as far as the lynch mob, if they was your homies and them was the one that was getting your back before Cam ever showed up, when they was getting into it with Above the Law and Dre's camp, and even before this is before Death Row and all of that.
Right.
Then you owed them. I don't know what you owed them, but if they wanted to rap and then you created they group and they image and created their name and you wrote their raps, then okay, maybe they should be more grateful. I don't know, but they human beings, and you don't measure value by dollars and cents. Like me, if I'm protecting your life, if I'm keeping ninjas up off of you, that ain't got nothing to do with what my rap check should look like. You know what I'm saying? My value to your life ain't got nothing to do with the rhyme that you just wrote me. You ain't never wrote me no rhyme, but I'm speaking for the lynch mob. You know what I'm saying? Because he wrote a lot of their rhymes and he gave them their image. You know what I'm saying? He created that group and gave them their image and wrote their rhyme. So, he could have that argument with them, but then, Shorty and not JD, but Shorty and T-Bone, like, you know what I'm saying, used to kind of vent to, they used to vent to me and, telling me certain things, issues that they had, and not T-Bone, KD.
Okay.
And some other Yo-Yo and Don Jaguar, and what I'm saying, people that was there, like they all confided in me. I was big bro, like when it came to that, because they knew he didn't treat me like that. He wasn't doing me like that. So my issue with him wasn't that. My issue with him was I seen how he was doing a God complex, like to his artist.
Okay, so you kind of fell back.
Yeah, I fell back because I see we wasn't we wasn't playing the same game. You know what I'm saying? I was playing for keeps. I was playing the real warfare game, and it was content for him. He told me, "Oh, Cam, that's just how the business go." I was like, "Nigga, that's how the business go." What business? Come on, with the record business, like nigga. This ain't the record business with me.
For sure. Okay, so pretty much he compromised at that point.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that. You can call it what it is. I could say what I wouldn't say certain things publicly. I'm just observing. Yeah. I'm just observing, and I'm holding, old words to new words. I'm holding old positions to new positions, and I never switched up.
Not
I never
right.
switched up. So I don't know if that's called switching up. I don't know if your enemies is your friends now. You're not at war with the beast. You in business with the beast. You in friendship, partnership with the beast. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's like kind of where I was thinking when I had first tapped in, is like you in a position to put people in a better place in a sense,
Well, he put people in a better place, but
but you're not doing it properly.
I mean, what's properly?
Get like give me your true worth, like
Well, I mean,
not
my true
handing you
worth
up.
to him or to Snoop might be 5 G's. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
I
I can't
mean,
tell you
yeah,
what
to
I'm worth,
them.
I can't tell you what I'm worth to you. If you tell me I'm only worth 5 G's, then to you I'm only worth 5 G's. I gotta accept that.
That's right. That's
And
why.
that's why I fall back. Like, oh, that's what it is. Okay, well, I definitely was treating you way more valuable than you was treating me. So I'm gonna fall back and let God sort that out. I got a life to live. Shit, you know.
And I guess like public perception, that I think that kind of how a lot of people like see it, like
Public perception, how they see what?
they see him as like I ain't gonna say like a leader, but
Where did he get his public perception or his media support from?
that's all I'm talking about. And that's what I'm thinking about. Like,
Yeah, because the real ones get they media or they public perception from being in the street. Like me as a FOI, people see me in the street, and people that bump heads with me know that I was bumping heads in the street, right?
sure.
So my public perception came from being in the public, from being outside in the public, and keeping real dudes off of them.
Mm. Yeah.
That's what
And
the FOI do. I'm not saying me, just me, but I was that guy. By a lot of permission, I was
right.
that guy. At that time.
Yeah, like from the history, like you had him cut that Jerry curl.
Well, no, I didn't have him cut it. He asked me to cut it. I'm the one that cut it.
Yeah, like you actually cut it yourself. Like,
Yeah, I'm the one that cut it myself. But what kind of influence did I have where he would even ask me that? What kind of trust did I earn that he would trust me with his wife and his babies
that was huge.
overseas?
That was huge in my mind. Like that was like really
Yeah, I never
big.
violated it. I never violated his trust, his confidence. Never, not to this day, and I never will, because it ain't about his confidence, about mine. I didn't do that for him. I did that for my character. That's my character. That's my manhood.
Right. And it's like and I guess too, because he got like more fame or whatever, like a lot of people just think that he still might be in that mode.
In what mode?
Like more so like for us type of mode. But
I'm not saying he's not for us. It's grades and percentages in everything. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what grade or percentage he's for us. You know what I'm saying? Like we judging, I judge everything by Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan. They 1000%. They not just 100. They all in. They give all they have, they life, everything for their people, and it's proven. These didn't sign up for that. They didn't sign up for that. So you can't really get mad when they show you their limits.
okay.
You just gotta respect it. Oh, that's the limits. This is where I get off at. This is where we gotta part ways, and I'm thankful God kept us both alive, and nothing had to happen, and whatever like that. But like I said, from Shorty and Lynch Mob, and and then Khaled, brother Khaled, Dr. Khaled, you know what I'm saying? It started driving a wedge, you know what I'm saying? So whatever he was doing or he wasn't doing for everybody that he kind of ever dealt with, you know what I'm saying? They had some kind of story like or position that was unfavorable, and they spoke on it.
Yeah, and obviously it happens, and I could see it clearly.
And it don't mean that they was all right. It don't mean we was all right. But me as a man, as a soldier, as a brother, like I gauge things according to how people, not fans, but where's your army? Where's your brotherhood? You know what I'm saying? Not your fans. Everybody gonna be fans. Fans don't mean nothing. Where's your hitters?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who can say that? Yeah, we grew up together, and that's my bro, and you know what I'm saying, he ain't never changed up, he ain't never switched. Like, can you find any? Because all the crews, all the rap crews, or the homies, or whatever, like, they not around.
Yeah, it make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense.
So, who is your friends? Who is your brotherhood? Is Hollywood your brotherhood? Is the NBA players? Is the luxury 1% Boule your brotherhood, or your army, or your You would have to ask him that. So we just peon peasants, broke peon peasants on the outside looking in bitter. We just bitter and washed up. You know what I'm saying? So we don't matter.
Yeah, and I guess like since you got your handprint in the Cole, chill out. Guess since you got your handprint in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, like you in with them.
Hey man,
You in with them. Like we don't got the ability to put your handprint on the sidewalk.
Man. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, it ain't nothing wrong with just stating the statistics, stating the facts. Of course, I'm gonna put my little comedy spin on it and roast my little roast on it or whatever. But I got love for Cube. You know what I'm saying? That's why I even did the record. Still got love for him. I got love for everybody that I, used to kick it with or used to kick it with me, whether they resting in peace or whether they still here. It ain't nobody that I can't be cool with. But for whatever reason, they not willing or able to be cool with me.
Mm-hmm.
They scared of me. They scared to be cool with me. I'm not scared to be cool with nobody.
Yeah, man, that makes so much sense, man. It makes so much sense, man.
So am I wrong? Do you think I'm wrong? And Madon, you can weigh in on this. Do you think I'm wrong? Am I justified to be able to do this type of a post, this type of an episode? If we looking at the old friends versus the new friends, if the new friends is bald head pink people in Hollywood and big three small hat NBA league owners and all of that, like that's not our peer group. That's not our reality. So is he making waves? Is he breaking barriers or is this for us or is it for him? Is what he doing for us? Like Barack Obama, was Barack Obama for us or was Barack Obama for himself?
I think when I look at it, man, it's over the years because I was alive to bear witness to Cube's career from the outside looking in. I wasn't as close as you was, but just from listening to his lyrics and songs, especially in the '90s, like songs he did with Scarface, when he was talking about gangsters don't live that long, and I mean, that's the verse we was talking about, down with Khalid Abdul Muhammad and such things like that. So that's for us in the hood. It was like, oh man, what is this dude? You know what I'm saying? They on some. It was like it seemed like hip hop was going in a direction to where it was going to uplift the black community to the fullest, and then it was like, Cube is next thing I know with Cube, it was like we be clubbing, and I was like, yo, what happened?
Yeah, he went from Death Certificate with Cam and the Nation to the Gangster, the Killer, and the Dope Dealer. West Side Connection, then We Be Clubbing, and then the movie thing, because he was already doing the movie thing. So that's same with Tupac. Tupac realized, just like a lot of people realize, that acting, if you become an actor, if you actually get into the real Hollywood part of the game, meaning acting, then that's gonna catapult your rapping career. Usually that'll catapult your rapping career. But Satan, the small cap architects or creators of Hollywood, they got other agenda. They got another agenda in mind for taking rappers and making them actors. I seen somebody earlier that said Ice-T, shouts out Ice-T. He been playing the police for the last 20 years. Right? But he went from, the body count FBI song that everybody was scared. They had F the Police, and Ice-T had cop deleter, cop unaliver. Remember that?
Right, yeah.
So, but they take those people that had that kind of influence and that was shaking up the world or shaking up the hoods with that type of rhetoric, and they gave them jobs. They gave them acting jobs. They made them famous actors, right?
Yeah, because what tripped me out about, I remember in the same interview Tupac had did with Sway, he was saying with his problem that he had with Cube, he was like how it was like Cube didn't start like the West Coast Side Connection stuff until he dropped whatever. I don't know how true that is, but that's what Pac said. But I mean, I kind of saw that transition of Cube from like, over the years, like he was like, it was like kind of wishy-washy. It was like straddling the fence. I'm just gonna keep it real in my book because, I mean, from just the different kind of songs he was making, it was like, damn, why would he come out with that type of song? But then I was like, well, maybe it's diversity, or I don't know.
What's diversity?
I guess, in the hip hop world, they said you try to make all these different songs. I guess that's the excuse they use, in my humble opinion.
I mean, but we talking about I started this gangster-ish, and it's the mother effing thanks I get, right? All of y'all is my stepchildren, right? So your image is what you proclaim. You're a gangster, the killer and the dope dealer. So you went from, FOI, pushing strong knowledge of self, representing this nation and representing Farrakhan, and Farrakhan is your leader and this and that, to I don't even speak his name no more.
Yeah,
I don't even speak his name. His name he like Beetlejuice or Candyman or something. When the last time you heard him speak his name?
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Like, I definitely saw the transition to like, it's like, oh, you nailed it. It's like we saw that with all those young black men that had the power in their voice to reach a million black men or whoever across the world. It's like they transition them slowly out of that warrior spirit.
Well, they don't transition them. They transition themselves. They was looking for a way out. You can't buy a warrior. You can't water down a real one. That's impossible.
That's a fact.
The real one already got to be looking for the water down. I mean, not a real one, but that person has to already be looking for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to just call it what it is. I'm almost 56 years old. I'm gonna be holding my tongue. I seen my peers that wish they had the nuts to say and do what I've been doing for 30 years, especially, critique about our peers or whatever. Like, you think I'm gonna be quiet now? Like, why wouldn't I speak? It don't mean I'm bashing or hating, but if that's what y'all want to call it, okay, I'm bashing and hating. Next. Now what?
I don't see it as bashing and hating, because
no, you probably don't. But anybody that's gonna be upset because I'm smashing their idols, they're gonna call me whatever they're gonna call me. Right?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I'm not worried. I'm not talking about us. The majority is going to, if they Cube fans, then I'm the problem. I'm the hater. I'm the bitter one. You know what I'm saying? I'm the broke one or whatever. So, but you wouldn't ever get Cube or whatever to say that, because he know I really represent that wealthy army, that right arm of God that you can't play with like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I would think, well, maybe I can't tell the next person what rhymes to write, but just a cute guy like Cube, I mean, I would think the songs he would come out in 2025 would be based on more of something more realer than what the songs I've been hearing out of 2025 and 2024 that I heard.
Yeah, to me, I mean, it's just his style is played out. You know what I'm saying? That's all. It was the greatest thing in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't keep up. I don't think even rapping is his passion. He's an actor now and a director or whatever. Basketball owner or something. So I don't think that's his passion. But I think acting. I think Hollywood is his passion. Hollywood is his passion. So he not trying to burn Hollywood no more. He don't want Hollywood to burn no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you realize that I can become immortal. I can be a global god, and people will worship me with this movie stuff. This movie thing, you don't age out like rapping. Niggas ain't gonna say, man, you washed up as a rapper. Well, I don't even do rap. I make movies. You can do that until you pass away. So to me, it's just the convenient, transition to stay in the spotlight or limelight and not age out, not have to get clowned for being whack or old or whatever. So, it's a form of gatekeeping or key keeping or lock keeping, like something. If something is going on, it don't mean that you locking nobody else out, but you trying to lock yourself in. I'm not saying you're a gatekeeper, like, you trying to keep other people out, but you trying to keep yourself in that position with them people. I'm not interested in that position with them people. I'm interested in destroying them people. That's what I'm into. And it ain't no secret, and that's why, they can't mention Farrakhan's name. They can't mention none of Farrakhan's real followers' name. Not in no funny way, not in no funny business. So a lot of times they try to attach themselves to certain pliable or certain friendly Hollywood friendly FOIs and shit. They try to find a Hollywood friendly FOIs that that they can be cool with, so they don't have to deal with it, Brother Cam. But they don't even know how that works. They don't even know. So I just be laughing like, well, it's God. When God please, he'll show everybody what's really going on.
Yeah, well, what I could say from my observation through the years is that what time revealed to me was a lot of photo opping. Like, I seen a lot of rappers meet with the minister and then come out with some of the most wildest songs. I'm like, yo, after meeting the minister, you come out with a song like that? I'm like, so
yeah, that's because the minister don't force you. Like, it's volunteer. It's 100% volunteering to sign up to become an FOI and to follow Farrakhan. And if Farrakhan senses any type of hesitation in you, he'll tell you, don't mention my name. Because he know you got a price tag. He know you gonna crack. And he know that they gonna crack you for his name's sake. So he be like, man, just gonna get your money, brother, and don't worry about it, this and that. But in reality, you ain't got to tell a real one to ride. You got to tell a real one to stop riding. You got to tell a real one, don't, wait, don't do that. So he see that these dudes is, they're not cut for that, but they not, they still precious to God. You know what I'm saying? God got something for them to do later on or something if they last. But right now, you're not the one. You're not the ones to get it done right now. You had your season to where you peaked out, and you reached a certain peak of willingness to ride for this cause publicly, and then you peaked out. You reached your peak. You know what I'm saying? But then there's the other ones that never reach no peak. We keep pushing.
Yeah, I guess they
Get
didn't have
more
no
and more
force.
vicious, more and more dedicated, more and more committed. Like, so none of this moves us. All this it's comedy to us. This is like Def Jam comedy. This is Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. All of this is Universal Circus to us. So y'all never heard us laughing about it because that's kind of inappropriate if you if you hear how the FOI laugh at certain characters, but because we know they not, But
I got a question, Cam.
Go ahead, Rod.
Do you think, like, with the whole ceremony, that he's like reached another level with them?
Not really. I think they're using him, like they got different agendas, right? Because we all should be, all of us is the real creators of movies and inventions and music and all of the Hollywood, the whole United States should be the Black People Walk of Fame, or you know what I'm saying? So if they singling you out is for their agenda reason, he might not know it. He might not know why they doing that. But he ain't gonna question it. You gonna think, well, God got me. You know what I'm saying? God is finally giving me my just due and my shine like I always deserve, and I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream. I'm showing my appreciation to Hollywood. That's what he said. He didn't say I'm showing my appreciation to South Central. He said, no, a young kid from South Central. I'm showing my appreciation to y'all for letting me express myself here in y'all world.
Yeah, and it's like I want to be proud of them, but it's like just listening to the like background information, I'm thinking a little differently.
I mean,
I really want to be proud of them, but you know what I mean. But just knowing like what I know, it's like damn.
Hey man, I mean, you got to ask yourself who you working for.
No,
who's celebrating you? Who's promoting you? Who's honoring you? What honor is that?
All right, and that's why I asked, like, is it like has he reached another level with them?
Nah, it's they reached another level with activating, their pawns without their pawns knowing. Like if you was a shepherd and you was a bad shepherd, meaning matter of fact that Blue Origin rocket space flight that the 6 women just went on is called something shepherd, right? But a good shepherd is supposed to lay down his own life for the sheep. But a satanic shepherd or whatever, you fattening up the sheep. The sheep don't know why you fattening them up. You fatten them up because nigga, they finna be Passover dinner. They finna be Christmas dinner or a Thanksgiving dinner, but they don't know that that's why they being chose and fattened up. Why, man? You give me a whole lot of good stuffing and dressing all of a sudden, man. I always deserve this. Yeah, I'm finally getting my meal. Yeah, you getting your meal to serve man. It's a cookbook. Nigga, you on the menu.
Damn.
What they used to say, fattening the frog for the snake.
Yeah. So I mean, is the frog or the lamb gonna turn down the food? Are they gonna say no? You know what? The rest of the sheep ain't eating, so I ain't gonna take this to myself. I feel guilty. I don't feel good about me being the only one eating all of this. Let's give it to everybody. Let's spread it like it. They not them sheep ain't saying that. The frogs ain't saying that. They like, oh hell yeah. Matter of fact, don't tell the others that you let's keep it a secret until the Hollywood day and shit.
That's a fact, bro. That's so real.
Because we always want to be the first. I'm the first black that did it. Am I the first one with the Chucks in Hollywood sidewalk? Am I the first? Like, What do I care about being the first of anything in Satan's world, other than the first Nat Turner or first Harriet Tubman and take one of their domes off? That's all. I want to be the first to do that.
Right.
The first David to knock down a Goliath in Hollywood. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, man. But you know, you can definitely see it's all falling down. Like the sister Lauren Hill, it all falls down. You know, all these sisters walking around with these big old bags on, thought they was just living it up like it's golden, and now the Chinaman came out and showed, you know, it ain't worth $family material.
Yeah, straight knockoff. Straight knockoff.
Yeah, man.
None in the bag.
What'd you say, Rod?
None in the bag.
Man, bag just as empty as their head is.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm at an hour, man. Y'all hit the like button for your brother. You don't have to like actually or agree with nothing I'm saying, but just hit the like button. Hit the like button, share this, subscribe, all of that. You know, hit the notification bell and follow me on my personal channel, West Coast Cam channel. Follow me over there, subscribe or whatever, all that good stuff. So the final half of this episode is having to do with
his heart.
This guy right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I told somebody yesterday, I think Madonna, somebody that I was gonna, you know, I follow my ops and see what they was talking about. So I'm gonna revisit this just because Tazariak, you know, he act like he don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to hear this, what I just heard, and we gonna go through that. So let's check this out.
Hey, did you ever reach out to that brother Cam? Because he been
nah, brother.
He been trying his hardest to get my attention, man.
Yo, you ain't. I think when you gave me the number, it wasn't the right number. I was calling and it kept saying this number is it kept saying this number is not in service.
Yeah, I do that on purpose.
I'm you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna text him and see if that's the same number.
So remember, I just showed you Madonna that little text when we was on live.
Yeah,
he had texted me like around 4 o'clock or something like that, but I didn't see it until 7 o'clock, and I responded or whatever. But I guess this is what motivated him and inspired him to reach out. I don't know what Sonetta really have to do with it, but you know, we get into that.
Yeah,
maybe I'm texting him now.
And that was the text right there that I showed you when he was talking about Salam. You know what I'm saying? But really, that when the first one go back to October 5th, when we was actually cordial and cool and all of that, even though we disagreed, you know. But later on, I'm gonna go through my full DM history with him. So just keep on peeping this out.
All right.
Cam definitely wants to run the fade with you to Zariak.
Yeah, he's super thirsty.
Yes, you should.
I'm waiting to get his contact. I can make that happen.
You don't need to make it happen. You know, so that's that whole, you know, content, you know, no disrespect, but the stuff that they be doing with Brother Wesley used to be involved, all that side net, all that debating and a big production, and you trying to set up a debate and all that. Nah, I just want a conversation. I don't want no production and no set it up and all this kind of stuff. No, let's just have a conversation, and then we can post it up, and you can do what you want to do with it.
You know why I haven't responded to him?
Gonna beat him. Tazariak gonna beat him though.
Yeah, but you know why I haven't responded?
Tazari gonna beat him. Like so y'all gonna see later on that this is just a whole, you know, they all in cahoots, they all on the same team, so they all cheerleaders and they good for that. And I don't want to just diss, of course I'm not dissing New York or New Jersey or the East Coast and nothing like that, but rap, you know what I'm saying, and just the talky stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's not a West Coast culture thing. We don't really got a whole lot of that for you. You know what I'm saying? But they do. They didn't, you know, created a whole genre of music, you know, based on just that vernacular and saying a gang of words.
Responded to him because he has my number and my Instagram.
and he has my number.
I'm waiting to get his contact. I can make that happen.
And you know why I haven't responded to him?
Gonna beat him. Cesaro gonna beat him though.
Yeah, but you know why I haven't responded to him? Because he has my number and my Instagram. And instead of just DMing me and say, hey, let's go live or do something like that, he's going live and then trying to call me out. Sinetta knows me the longest outside of Daniel Allah. That never works, like calling me out like that. Like you can say my name all you want, it ain't gonna move, especially if you can communicate with me. So if you can just DM me and say, hey man, are you free Thursday? Let's work this, let's jump on the live. I'll respect it like that. But it's almost like a child when you try to do it the other way. I look at you like an absolute child. So that's how I look at Cam. I look at him like a child that just think he can say my name and I'm supposed to, ooh, Cam called me. Let me go jump on the platform with him. That's not gonna happen. But if he hit me behind the scenes, I'll do it. So here's, based on that, here's our history. Here's the history of our DM, period. This is what led to us ever even interacting. This is him in my DM. This is September 2nd, 152, September 7th. So, Salam, I've seen you have a few dialogues with Israelites on topics between Islam and Quran and the Bible and Israel. I'd like to have a discussion with you on the topic if you are interested. So he's the one got in my DM, right? So I said, Salam, bro. Yes, sir. I'm definitely interested in having that respectful discussion. Are you available to get on IG or YouTube live tomorrow afternoon or evening? We can have the discussion on my channel or yours. Either way, we can both share ownership rights of the recording, the post on both of our social media pages, etc. Then he said, yeah, I'm down with that. I usually do mine on YouTube. I'm on the East Coast time, anytime after 1. My time is good for me. I said, cool. I'm on the East Coast time also. So I'll reach out to you tomorrow after 1, God willing. Once we both available to talk for 30 plus minutes, I'll send you StreamYard link for us to do it on. So I wanted that for us to just do a live for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Not no long time. Let's just do 30 minutes. He said, okay, perfect. You can hit me up anytime. Looking forward to it. Likewise. So he reached out for me, right? So then after the likewise salute, bro, I wasn't really tripping or whatever. So he hit me salute once and then another. Do you want to just do it at 2 p.m.? Then the next day, Salam, does that time work for you? And then I'm like, yes. Yeah, that's cool. That works. I'll set up the StreamYard in an hour or so and send it to you. Okay, perfect. I'll create mine as well. Looking forward to it. Yes, sir. It's all respect. Keep in mind, he's the one that got at me. So peace, fam. Here's the StreamYard link. Hope you don't mind the picture I use as a thumbnail. I'll be doing this all informal. It's informal. Ain't no big setup. And I'm on the fly. I'm doing it informal and on the fly. So it can be organic. And we can just let the spirit inspire us to talk about whatever we gonna talk about. Not no set up a debate or set up a topic or nothing like that. I don't do that. So he's like, I'm fine with that. So he said, I'm fine with that. Peace, bro. I'll be available at whatever. Let me just keep on. Peace, brother. I don't think I'll be able to do it. Oh, this is afterwards. So we did it. And I said, let's do another one. So, because I was trying to get right back at it because I wanted to ask him some deeper questions. Because if y'all seen the first one, like he said a lot of stuff that I was like giggling at in myself, but I wasn't disrespectful. Like I was talking about God is a ghost or he ain't never been on the earth and human beings is only 6,000 years old on the earth, according to, there's a lot of stuff like that. I was asking him about modern day Moses and Aaron and, just stuff like that, I was just giggling, but I wasn't disrespectful, so I didn't really press him on nothing. I just wanted to establish a line of communication or whatever because I seen him on No Jumper with Wack, so I know Wack, and Wack had brought him up to me about something, and trying to get me to get on No Jumper and stuff. So I was like, nah, I get on No Jumper, but No Jumper got to pay me. And it wasn't to go against Tazariak. I said, I'm not going to get on there going against another black man. I get on there and go against No Jumper and make him turn red. But that's why I was even introduced to dude on my radar. So all good. Shalom, shalom. Peace, brother. Just 5 p.m. today. Peace, family. Yeah, 5 is cool. Yes, sir. Let me see. Then I said, oh, my bad. My apologies. I'm trying to just forward past this stuff. And this is what I sent him, right? Because we was talking. So I sent him this whole clip because he was asking me about, I'm teaching. I'm giving him information. This is, and then dude, Sinetta spinning it like, that's treason, brother. You giving the ops the ammunition. And I like, ammunition? What are you talking about? This is what we teach. This ain't no secret. You know what I'm saying? So if we teach that Prophet Muhammad was a white man and he was the most beloved of prophets, not of the angels and the gods, but the prophets, you know what I'm saying? That's proving that we're not racist against white people. We don't got no HATE for white people just because they white. They didn't have no control over being white. We made them. But we gave them free will. We gave them the choice to succumb or, submit to their weak, wicked nature or to try to resist it and fight it and clean up, purify themselves from their wicked nature. And that's what Prophet Muhammad did. So keep that in mind because later he going to say something like, was Farrakhan kissing a white Jewish man or something like that, like on the cheek or something like, okay. So I know. So this is way back, like I said, in October. Let me just. So we talking. So now I'm trying to get back to October 6th. March. There you go. March. Free depending on okay. So March 20th. I think that's when I got on with the Khalil Shabazz and him. So once I saw that he was super disrespectful publicly, then we don't really got nothing privately to say because the respect gloves was off. So I was only honoring, his style or whatever because he hadn't violated. Once you publicly violate, like he didn't get in my DM. He didn't hit my DM and say, brother Cam, I'm going to be getting on with this FOI brother named Khalil, and I'm going to be slandering Elijah Muhammad, or I'm going to be doing that, or I'm even inviting you to that. He didn't get in my DM and tell me the foul foolishness that he was going to be spewing publicly against the FOI. He didn't tell me that. So I ain't got to tell you nothing. I ain't got to, all the gloves is off. All the rules is broken now. So I'm going to get at you however I feel like getting at you. And you already punked out. You already cowered out. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we ain't really got nothing to debate about. It ain't no debate. I'm just trying to get you to repeat what you said about your excuse for not doing what the Bible say you're supposed to be able to do, which is a God showdown. So I'm trying to get to after this. It's going to pop up. And that's why, I posted that. Listen to the cowards of Tazariak. And then he said, I don't think you realize how stupid you sounded. So he in my DM. Now we in the DM now, right? So if we in the DM and he said that, brother, he ain't reached out to my DM. The reason why I ain't answered because like, nigga, we already dissing each other in the DM. Why am I, so it's like Clubhouse or like this whole YouTube stuff when dudes are setting up plays like they really cool backstage, but they gonna get on the public and act like they beefing. Like, nah, I don't do that. If you said something foul, it's up. Like, we ain't got nothing to talk about in no DM. You didn't get in my DM and say you finna diss the FOI. So I ain't finna get in your DM. Nigga, you gonna find out surprisingly just like I did. You wasn't respectful to me or no FOI. So he said, I don't think how you realize how stupid you sounded asking me that. Talking about asking you for that challenge. That's that Elijah challenge. He said, and I said, I don't think you realize how cowardly you sounded with your reply to my biblical challenge. How much you sound like fed bait. You sound like a Fed bait hater of the NOI. How you try to charge the NOI with deleting Malcolm and even deleting Khaled. He said that too. So then he said, truth ain't hate. So what part was true? So that sounded like some WAC 100. You know, you out the playbook of WAC 100. So you in my DM, we arguing in the DM. Why I'm gonna check back with you in my DM if we already on this level? Like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. It said truth ain't hate, and the Quran says dumb shit like that. Our Bible don't say that's what. Our Bible don't say that's why you. Our Bible don't say that. Don't. Our Bible don't. That's why you came across as a traitor, and effeminate, meaning a homosexual, and emit and divided on that stage. All of y'all were on the embarrassment to. All of y'all were an embarrassment to the NOI. Well, dude was not an NOI, and that's why y'all chose him. That's why y'all had to fine tooth comb and reach and find somebody weak that ain't got no following, ain't got no accomplishments. You knew you couldn't do that with no real FOI. So when I said, no, that's not my brother, he not no FOI, you insisted that he was a FOI. So if a nigga just show up and say, I'm an ISUPK, just because he got on the full force Soul Sonic Force outfit, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm I can laugh and say, yeah, your own camp, you know what I'm saying? Your own Soul Sonic Force, Zulu Nation, Africa Bambaataa wearing, you know, he dissing, y'all can't even agree. Like, you know, so it was, and he called me childish. So this is the DM though. So if we in the DM on this time, you know, what are you talking about? I'm not responding because he's supposed to get at me in my DM.
And that's how you know Islam had an agenda, because they couldn't even stand together. When Malcolm X was given that order to not say nothing about JFK and he didn't listen, when he left, he started telling all the secrets then.
So does dude sound like a female in a beauty shop? And he clearly is loud talking and emotional, gossiping, spilling the so-called tea, talking about it's the truth. The truth can't be considered hate or something he said. Nigga, this is all slander, gossip like a female, like a real true effeminate.
Telling about Elijah being a pedophile. The only bad part about that is for Malcolm, if you knew he was a pedophile when you was there, why did you even stay in there? So which one is the truth? Either he was a pedophile or he wasn't, because you supported that pedophile by him doing that. Him, not me. And then what did they do? They killed that nigga. They killed Malcolm. As much as Israelites have split from each other and have gotten back into it, you have never heard of another Israelite killing another Israelite.
So he said that like it was gospel. He said that like it was gospel. Light-skinned, tough guy, Africa Bambaataa said that like it was gospel. We unalived Malcolm. So this is real Fed bait type activity. He's saying that the NOI unalive deleted that nigga. Talking about Malcolm. Malcolm was the nigga that the NOI deleted. Now, why is he saying that the NOI, the FOI, unalive that nigga? Why would you be saying that when we have Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, declassified documents about exactly who did it? So much so that Malcolm X's own daughters and family has filed a $100 million lawsuit against the government, against the FBI, and against NYPD. But you know better than them. Man, thank you for having me. I'm the brother that sent Brother Tazariak the video. We actually had a couple of, I wouldn't call it debates, but discussions about similar topics a few months ago. But it wasn't none of this energy. It wasn't this kind of disrespect. So I didn't receive it like that from Brother Tazariak. Do you believe that your God is a spirit or a man?
No, the Most High is a man, not like you and I. Exodus 15:3 says the Lord is a man of war. He sits on the throne. So for us, he's a man.
How's he different than us?
What do you mean?
You said he's not like us.
I mean, his power, his greatness. He's never been on this planet physically.
Wow. He said Tazariak said that God is a man. He's a physical man, but he's never been on this planet physically.
Now, to answer your question about the Most High, for us, the Bible says our God has never physically been on this plane, but he sends messengers. He sends angels. That's how.
So last question for both of you, for Khalil and Tazariak. Tazariak, you familiar with 1 Kings 18 to 40? 1 Kings, which deals with Prophet Elijah, since we're talking about Elijah. Elijah and the Baal prophets. The showdown, the challenge.
When he battled the 400.
The showdown and the challenge that he issued to them.
I'm familiar with it, yes.
Myself representing my God, Master Fard Muhammad, for us to be cursed, which one of us cursed or killed, not by each other, not by so-called man's hands, by your supernatural God's power. Are you willing to do that with me publicly? And Sarnetta, as a witness, we can pin this up and keep tabs of it for the next 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, however long we want to decide specifically. We want our God to prove he's really God or really with us. Are y'all willing to do that with me?
Yeah, you sound like a demon to me, Matthew. Matthew's the 4th chapter.
No, it's the Bible. It's in the Bible.
Hold on, you got to let Captain respond. Let him respond.
I mean, the emotion.
Look at him. Look. So he jumped out with the big mic, the loud mic. Hold on, you got to let him respond. I already was quiet. So this is where the double team or whatever and the loud mics and all that. So, I'm the one in the hostile environment. I'm the only one, repping the real FOI. I ain't got on no uniform. You ain't even supposed to come on no goofy social media stuff with no FOI uniform on.
Emotional man to interrupt. I said 3 words. You sound like a demon to me, Matthew. Matthew's the 4th chapter.
No, it's the Bible. It's in the Bible.
Hold on, you got to let Captain respond. Let him respond.
I mean, the emotional man to interrupt. I said 3 words. You sound like a demon to me. That was a battle of proving whose God was real by calling fire out of heaven when you mentioned in 1 Kings. Neither side threatened with death to each other.
What did Elijah do? Like, what do you mean? Neither side threatened. He dope fiended him at the end. It was even worse because he didn't tell him what he was going to do if they lost. So I'm trying to tell you what, what I'm saying? Elijah surprised them and shit and unalived them. He didn't even give them the respect to tell them that it was a challenge, like what I plan to do with you if you lose.
The 450 prophets of Baal died because Elijah said to kill them physically because they could not call the fire out of heaven. That's 1 Kings, the 18th chapter. But
they didn't all died.
Don't know the Bible. When I called you a demon, in Matthew's the 4th chapter says again, the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain and showing him all the.
Just listen to this fast used car salesman, and the verse that he used was all out of context. That was wrong, off. That didn't have nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? He just had to go on and keep chattering and shit to try to take people's mind off of it.
Them physically because they could not call the fire out of heaven. That's 1 Kings, the 18th chapter.
And what was the punishment of them not being able to call fire out of heaven? what was the punishment? What did Elijah do to him?
But you don't know the Bible. When I called you a demon, in Matthew's the 4th chapter says again, the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain and showing him all the kingdoms of the world. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Salakia. He saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give angels charge concerning thee.
So he's talking about Jesus, the devil tempting Jesus, saying it because they up on a high mountain, and he's just doing something for the sake of doing it. Jump off the cliff, since you claim that you got angels and legions that'll catch you. Like, why would Jesus do that? Why would they not arguing about whose God is God? Why would he do that? If he's trying to offer you something to eat, and Jesus is like, no, I'm here fasting for a specific reason. Well, you can turn that rock to bread and go on and eat. Like, nigga, I'm here for certain reason. They not arguing about whose God is what is God. So this is just some old chatty patty distraction or diversion. Didn't make no sense.
Salakia.
Salakia. He saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give angels charge concerning thee. Christ's answer was, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
Nobody's tempting God. We putting each other's God to the test. We're testing the God. I'm challenging your God. You know, the Bible and the Quran is full of that. Why I got to be a demon if I'm issuing the same challenge that Elijah issued?
You will not see nobody say, curse me if this God is not real with a battle against another God. That's a horrible, horrible.
Well, I'm a Muslim. You say that you're a real Hebrew, right?
I'm an Israelite.
Israelite.
You see nobody say, curse me if this God is not real with a battle against another God. That's a horrible, horrible.
Well, he said that's a horrible thing. Like, what? Ain't y'all the main ones that be talking about everybody that ain't an Israelite is cursed and demons and cursed? And what you supposed to do with a demon? And on top of that, what's more horrible? Me respectfully asking you to accept that type of challenge, or me dope fiending you at the end and murking 450 of y'all? Which one is more horrible? What I'm talking about, or what Elijah actually did? Your Elijah. Matter of fact, your leader, Abba Bivens, who was supposed to be, y'all believe, is the again, I said this before, is the reincarnation of Elijah, the prophet. No, sounds more like the reincarnation of one of them 450 Baal prophets, because he met the same fate. Sound like the real Elijah reincarnation was allegedly them New Jersey FOIs that did him like the Baal prophets. So that's something that y'all can go look into. I'm Muslim. You say that you're a real Hebrew, right?
I'm an Israelite.
Israelite. You think that you are the favorites of Allah or God or Yahshua or Yahweh, or to the exclusion of other people, then invoke death if you are truthful. This is what we're commanded to challenge you. That's because they claim, right? They claiming all this God stuff that only they gonna enter the kingdom, and God still does supernatural miracles, and God is really only with them. Then invoke death, right? Because if he really with you, then you're not gonna die. The fake one, that one that God really ain't with, is gonna die, right? Because the Elijah challenge, again, was between Israelites. Elijah was an Israelite, and his Baal prophets was Israelites. They was all from the same bloodline, the same tribe. So you can't use that excuse. Elijah murked 450 of his own tribesmen that was falsely claiming the same God. It's exactly the same scenario.
So go do it.
This is how you shut it all down. You don't got to call me a demon. You just got to prove like the Baal prophets did. Well, I got to be a demon because we're showing and proving live publicly the power and the reality of who our God is. Why I got to be a demon? Why I can't be a honest believer?
The reason why I called you a demon, because your belief is demonic. Quran, Allah is demonic. Like you said.
Do you accept the challenge?
Why are you interrupting again?
Do you accept the challenge?
That's why I said demon, because he can't sit still. Every time that
I can't sit still. Damn, he just reaching like skin. Power and the reality of who our God is. Why I got to be a demon? Why I can't be a honest believer?
The reason why I called you a demon, because your belief is demonic.
My belief is demonic. He didn't say what my belief is, but he's saying Islam is demonic. So if you a studier, if you studying about Islam just so you can find a way to call Islam demonic, that means you know enough. You know enough about Islam. You know enough about the Quran. You know enough about Elijah Muhammad and Master Fard Muhammad. You know enough. You can't say, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. You know what you're doing. You're intentionally calling Islam and Minister Farrakhan a demon. That's what you're saying. You're saying Elijah Muhammad is a demon. You're saying Farrakhan is a demon. So all of the good works that he has done for the last 70 years, according to him, he done all of them good works as a demon or by the power of Beelzebub. You heard him say it. Your belief is demonic.
Quran, Allah is demonic. Like you said,
Do
it's
you
a
accept
totally
the challenge?
different- Why you interrupting again?
Do
See,
you accept the challenge?
that's why I said demon, because he can't sit still. Every time that I've spoken, he interrupts. I don't interrupt when he's talking.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? That nigga's tripping.
That's the demon in him
That nigga interrupt every time I talk.
that can't sit still, that Captain Tazaryak is calling out.
We call that a coward. We call that a punk.
We
All right,
call
hold on,
it,
you
we
gotta
call
let him- you gotta
interrupt.
let Captain-
I said demon
Look,
because
and then here come Red Man to the rescue. Like let two men talk. Like we ain't cussing each other out. We ain't even screaming. But then you jump your loud mouth mic on there. Talking about let do it, like, man. So you know, that's why I'm not playing by none of them rules. I'm not in no DM. I'm not doing no debates or whatever on none of y'all channels. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it my way, like I've been doing for 30 years, 35 years. I get to the people that I get to. I reach whoever that, you know, is going to be reached by whatever I got to say. And y'all reach whoever y'all got to reach. But ultimately, I still called for the showdown. Ultimately, I still called for it. So you don't need to be present and accept that. You know why I don't answer Cam? Because he got my number and all that. Yeah, I got your number, all right. And the number I got is we don't need to talk personally. Same way that you did, you know, you got in my DM. I don't even know you. I don't know you. You got in my DM asking me to do whatever kind of discussion. And you was extra respectful. You was extra polite. You know what I'm saying? But then when I ain't around and you go find some fake FOI and get to talking your real feelings, your real slanderous, chatty patty, gossip, tea slander, whatever about the nation, you trying to use the Khalil dude as an excuse. Nah, nigga, you talking about us. Talking about that didn't have nothing to do with you, Cam. Why you comment? That didn't have nothing. Like, wow. Like, okay, well, yeah, we don't never need to talk about nothing in person because, you know, you already punked out. You already said that's a horrible thing to do, and gods will never do that. Like, but Elijah murked 450 of y'all.
he can't sit still. Every time that I've spoken, he interrupts. I don't interrupt when he's talking.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? That nigga's tripping.
That's the demon in him that can't sit still, that Captain Tazaryak is calling out.
We call that a coward. We call that a punk.
We
All right,
call
hold on, you gotta let him- you gotta let Captain finish, man.
interrupting a man in his speech effeminate. That's what we call it. Because I didn't
Accept the
interrupt
challenge.
you. The Bible, our Bible says,
Accept the
don't
challenge.
interrupt the man in his speech. And look at him, he can't even sit still. Now, the only difference is the reason why I'm not sending you down like I could is because I like to see emotional men try me. And that's how you coming across. Because
Which one sound and look emotional? He said, "Well, I'm not sending you down." In other words, kicking you off the live. Like, and that's another reason why I wouldn't go on their little platforms and do nothing else. Because, you know, if you feel like that, you know, I know how to use that same little power too, but I don't need to do it if it's one-on-one. If it's one-on-one, then, you know, you gonna punk out. You're not even gonna show up. And if it's me, if it's on my channel, I definitely ain't gonna kick you off. I'm gonna try to hold you on there. I'm gonna hold you in the deep water as long as possible.
you made a point to say the Quran, y'all belief is different than ours. So if you want to call a curse of death, because that's your belief, you can't show me that in mine.
I just showed you the Elijah Merkin 450. If that's not a curse, what is that? God didn't tell him to do that. Do y'all know, if y'all check the Bible, if y'all even interested in this type of stuff, God did not tell Elijah to murk them 450 Baal prophets. He did that on his own. And God just let him do it and backed him up, apparently. Gave him the W. So how is that demonic if your man that you claim was the reincarnation of Elijah got knocked down the same way? That's why it's so evil and horrible, because your Jesus, your Moses got knocked down like that allegedly by some New Jersey FOIs, right? That's why it's so horrible, right? It ain't horrible when Elijah do it, but it's horrible when your people do it.
But I know when you tempt the Lord, we're not supposed to. That's what I just read to you.
So no, if that's what you choose to do, by all means, go curse yourself. But for me, I don't have to do that. We suffer, the black race suffers enough curses.
Oh, now you're talking about we suffer enough curses. Y'all the main one out on the street corner with the bullhorn and with the buckets or whatever, you know what I'm saying, talking about curses, hurling curses at everybody walking down the street, talking about we suffer enough curses. And you say that that's why we in slavery, we cursed. You know what I'm saying? But then you claim, Farrakhan claimed that we cursed for having kinky hair and wide nose and big lips is a curse. Straight liar, chatty patty liars. So that's why I'll be doing my public showdown challenge without you having to accept it. I need to keep watching this so I can rejuvenate my spirit, because I be getting soft. I be getting weak, like, Lord, forgive them. They know not. I be on some forgiveness. I've been having to forgive niggas for so long because I'm following Farrakhan and watch Farrakhan do it for 70 years. That be just my natural default mode. But now once I see Farrakhan in his 92nd year of life and just blew out, meaning wear and tear for giving his life for us, and niggas like this is still running their mouth and slandering all of that. Nah, I need to keep watching this to get me, to get me energized. So y'all got to forgive me. I'm not even doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to hype me up.
Our disobedience to the Lord, our obedience to the Lord reverses the curse.
Cam, go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, because I got to go too, but I just want to get a confirmation if Brother Tazariak and Khalil will do this again with me.
I would say we can all just have a discussion. I say not a debate.
We talk about it behind the scenes. Cam, you got my number still. I got your number.
Yeah.
So
we know how to communicate. It's just you put. And I hit you on Instagram about, you said you want to see a dead body and the FOI is gonna fall.
I did. It was a dead body.
So that's what I'm saying.
All y'all up here talking. It was a dead
body. Off, bro. You cutting me off. You're the main one talking about. You keep cutting me off. I haven't. Anytime if y'all watch this, I wouldn't suggest. Y'all could watch it if y'all want to watch it. Every time I open my mouth, I couldn't finish a sentence, but then he accused me of can't sit still, and I keep cutting him off. It was crazy. You put, and I hit you on Instagram about, you said you want to see a dead body and the FOI is gonna fall.
I did. It was a dead body.
So that's what I'm saying.
All y'all up here talking. It was a dead
body. Off, bro. You cutting me off.
I'm trying to leave.
I'm just telling you why I'm asking for another, discussion, but. Khalil, me and Khalil never met. You keep saying your fellow FOI, just like you got Hebrew Israelites. That's not your fellow Hebrew Israelites, because they call you hypocrites and fakers and all of that, right? So I want to extend an invite for both of y'all separately to have a discussion with me live. We could do it with Sonetta, or we can do it on our own. Are y'all willing to do that again with me?
With Sonetta, it makes it better.
Are y'all willing to do that with me?
Do it with Sonetta.
I'm fine with that.
Makes it a whole lot better.
I just want to make sure you understand, though.
I understand. That's no problem. You getting in the feelings and emotions. I'm just asking for another discussion.
That's like me and.
So he's trying to say, I just want you to understand that you FOI and he FOI. That's like me and some such and says like, and I'm telling him, dude is not a FOI. He got a FOI costume on. But you're going to keep insisting with your full force, Soul Sonic Force outfit. You're going to keep insisting that because he puts on a FOI uniform and claims something, you didn't never ask who his leader is. You never ask who his minister is, who his superior is. He says his leader is Elijah Muhammad. How is his leader Elijah Muhammad? And he says Elijah Muhammad is dead. So these clowns just handpick goofy little, mannequins and dress them up like FOI and beat on them or whatever, like punching bags until the real FOI show up, and then they make all kind of excuses.
Kadazai being ISUBK and on this.
Bro, I'm just asking you for a discussion.
Just showing you the difference.
And you gotta repent too, Cam. You gotta repent, brother.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Against your brother, man.
It is. He said you got to repent. Like I didn't know. I didn't even know what he was talking about. I knew he was just trying to, you know, make light of the situation. But then, light skinned Africa Bambaataa just started cracking up. I didn't get it. I didn't personally get it.
CBK and on this.
Bro, I'm just asking you for a
I'm just showing you the difference.
And you gotta repent too, Cam. You gotta repent, brother.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Against your brother, man. That's even though y'all might not agree, that's still your brother.
That's not my brother. That's not my brother.
That's not his brother, Si. He said that's not his brother.
That's not my brother.
That's not your brother, Cam.
Yeah.
That's not your brother.
No.
Hey,
I mean,
if I could just get 30 seconds before I go. Cam, you stand. Wait, Cam, you stand. Cam, wait, hold on, Cam.
Listen to me.
No, listen to me. I'm about to leave you staying. So.
Like you listen to me. I'm about to leave you staying. Like, no, nigga, I told you I was not. Told you I waited 40, 50 minutes just to say this, and I can't even. Man, these guys. I'm about to leave too. We both about to leave. If Farrakhan is a hypocrite, that's you not my brother.
Okay, he said what he said. But I just want to point.
Look. Okay, he said, well, he just want to be heard. He just want to talk. Like, damn. Like, did you hear what I said? No, I want to keep on running my agenda, my little narrative that he's your FOI brother. Okay, he said what he said, but like, bruh, like, it's incredible.
Now is that when he say other Israelites would call me a hypocrite, he's correct. But another ISUBK member wouldn't do that. So he's
I don't know what our rules are.
I'm just telling you. So he's FOI, you FOI. That's like Katazab.
How does nigga gonna keep on saying that he's a FOI? That's crazy work. No, that's two people claiming to be FOI. That's two people claiming to be FOI. And look at him jump in there. Hold on, Ken. Like, what he mean? Hold on. You talking to the only authentic FOI in the building, and you're gonna tell me to hold on in defining exactly what a FOI is. Why I gotta hold on? Tell Bambaataa to hold on. Do a showdown and prove who's who and what's what.
The man been emotional since he been on here. So now
hold on, Cam. I want to ask Cam this question. He's saying that Brother Khalil is not his brother because he called Farrakhan a hypocrite. Do you worship Farrakhan or do you worship the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Not only that, do you also agree with Minister Farrakhan for suspending and kicking Khalid out the Nation of Islam for banging on the Jews, which he taught?
Did Farrakhan kick Khalid out of the Nation of Islam? Anybody that knows the real history, did Farrakhan kick Khalid out of the nation, or did Khalid leave? Did Farrakhan kick Khalid out of the nation, out of the FOI, or did Khalid leave just like Malcolm left? Which one was it? Anybody want to put that in the chat?
I mean, what to do and how to do it. Everything that Khalid said to them, he got from the Minister Farrakhan. So you agree with Farrakhan on that part? Come on, unmute yourself, brother.
1000%. And yourself, hold on, don't cut me off. Yourself, every individual that disagrees or has an issue, I challenge each one of y'all personally, without no other people on here, me and you to go all the way through it.
So you agree with Farrakhan?
Man worshippers, man. I told you, Si.
Look, man, hold on. So you also agree with Minister Farrakhan kissing the Jew on the right and left side of the cheek?
Kissing a Jew? Kissing a human being?
Yeah, he kissed a Jew who he said was the synagogue of Satan. You agree with all of that?
That's just like if we saying Prophet Muhammad was a
no, brother. No.
Listen, I agree. Listen to me. I agree with everything that you ever seen Minister Farrakhan do since he woke back up.
Well, then Brother Shabazz is right.
Don't cut me off, bro.
Right.
So Farrakhan took the bag just like the rest of them.
I'm doing the emotional thing, and when I can't even complete a sentence without y'all breaking in, then y'all calling me emotional.
Conversation with you.
Y'all keep cutting me off. Like, so that's not really civilized conversation. So that's why I was quiet. I stayed here, like brother said. You've been on here 40 minutes. You said you was gonna leave 40 minutes because I had to check myself and follow y'all's protocol and follow y'all's respect. You know what I'm saying? I sat here just so I could say this, and now I can't even say this without y'all interrupting.
Brother, you got.
So he said, let's go back to where he said kissing the Jew. Kissing a human being.
Man, hold
on.
So you also agree with Minister Farrakhan kissing the Jew on the right and left side of the cheek?
Kissing a Jew? Kissing a human being?
Yeah, he kissed the Jew who he said was the synagogue of Satan. You agree with all of that?
So look at that spin right there. So anybody that knows Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, y'all know, and y'all even see on TV and online actual Orthodox Ashkenazi white Jews and old rabbis that they kiss Farrakhan. They call Farrakhan the real Messiah. The synagogue of Satan was a specific group of Ashkenazis that claimed that they was Jews, but they was the synagogue of Satan. Farrakhan always makes a clear distinction between white Ashkenazi Jews that actually follow Judaism and follow the commandments and the laws of God through Moses or Musa, as opposed to the so-called Zionists, ADL, JDL, Southern Poverty, Satan's, the so-called, what the Jesus was calling the synagogue of Satan. So why did my man try to lump him into that category? You tried to make us racist against Jewish people. You try to make us racist against white people or bigoted or haters against Jewish people. No, he didn't call them the synagogue of Satan. He called the synagogue of Satan the synagogue of Satan. But see how ninjas act, and that's why I won't give him the benefit of going on there and making no money content off of my presence. I'm gonna do what I keep doing right here. Let y'all, weigh in or whatever. But no cooperation whatsoever. The gloves is all the way off. No respect. You know what I'm saying? Only respect I get them clowns is the respect that I have for myself. So certain things I won't say and I won't do because I respect myself. Right? Even in war, certain people be more outraged and offended by God or by me calling somebody a clown or a punk or whatever than being offended by Elijah murking 450 human beings, right? You act like you think God don't cuss and won't humiliate you and call you all kind of derogatory names. The Bible call you vipers and pigs and swine and apes, you know what I'm saying? And your dogs who return to their vomit. So y'all scared of words more than you scared of the actual murking, you know what I'm saying? So I just like to put that out there and let y'all see it for yourself. But yeah, I wouldn't give these dudes no cooperation ever again. And the curse is on. Like I said, the challenge, me praying to my God in the person of Master Father Muhammad and in the person of our Father who art in heaven, Elijah, the real Elijah that they talking about. Yeah. To bring his wrath down, to bring his chastisement down. I can't say, I'm not saying murk them, but whatever he please. Yeah, you already accepted the challenge by publicly, talking that talk. So it's on. So y'all just keep y'all eyes and ears peeled. Listen to the, to the news or social media, and we'll see which one of us, me or them, has some ill, calamity type, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that worked. That's just like if we saying Prophet Muhammad was a
No, brother. No.
Listen, I agree. Listen to me. I agree with everything that you ever seen Minister Farrakhan do since he woke back up. So they don't like that. I agree with everything. You ain't gonna get me to say not one thing that I got no issue with. I agree with everything Farrakhan did since he woke back up since 1977. Period. Now what? So they don't like that. They don't like that level of dedication. You know, they think they're gonna scare you off with words. So you worship Farrakhan, you worship Elijah Muhammad, or you like, well, you already heard that our God is a man. Yeah. What you worship? You worship something other than a man? I worship man. I pray to man. My God is a man. What is your God? What do you worship? Imagination, mystery, nothingness? Nah. So, but yeah, that's that. I would like to hear what y'all think. I know I took a lot of totes. I took a lot of time. I didn't really mean to go that far or that long with it, but I do want to hear from y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Madon, you still there?
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. So what's your thoughts, man, on the little extended version, the EP version?
Well, you know, man, me, knowing a lot of them Israelite camps, I've been in tune with a lot of them camps since 2007. I've seen ISUBK when they first hit the internet in like 09, maybe 08. I can't remember the exact year. And I seen when a lot of them was out on the street, you know, and a lot of things they were saying to brothers and sisters. A lot of the brothers and sisters who believed in ancient Egypt. I remember the brothers was telling them how the Most High was going to destroy them and their Egyptian gods, and how they was going to destroy the Africans and all the Africans' God that they believed in. So it's like just to hit a part where he called you a demon for this and that. And it's like,
he said my belief is demonic. Islam is demonic. Farrakhan is demonic. Elijah Muhammad is demonic.
Yeah, but if you look at it the way them brothers used to tell different brothers and sisters when they was out on the street preaching with the horns, the Most High was going to destroy them and everything they believed in, because it wasn't according to what the Israelites was believing. So it's like, I don't see how they can call you that or label y'all that when they was, like I said, they was out on the street probably 60 years doing the same. I mean, doing just that. So it goes to show me, it seems to me that they watered down their belief.
I mean, but they believe you can't pin their belief down to nothing real. You know what I mean? If God is supposed to do all this cursing in the kingdom and in the kingdom, when is that supposed to happen? Because if God was doing fades like that and challenges way back, way before the kingdom is ever anywhere in sight, why wouldn't he still be doing that? Why we got to wait to the kingdom? Why we got to wait to the so-called Christ to do these things when they was doing them way before Christ was ever born?
Now, this is some history that they like to sweep up under the rug, but some of us know. Now, they had a history. They had a prophecy, right? That was supposed to in 2000, like the world was supposed to end it and all this. So a lot of them camps broke up, and that's why you see so many split camps out there when it comes to Israelites, because the prophecy didn't come true. You know, and a lot of them believe that the world was going to end in the year 2000. And, you know, people had to turn in their 401k and all kind of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, this is a history amongst all that sector. You know what I'm saying?
They failed their own prophecy. They own Elijah challenge.
Right. So that's why you got like 30 different camps: ISUPK, IUIC, IU this, and all this different stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And so what is the PK mean in Tazariak and them group?
I think it's
practical knowledge.
Practical knowledge, yeah.
So don't practical knowledge means applicable right now in 2025, like practical application? That means whoever your God is, you're supposed to be able to call on him, and you're supposed to be able to do all the stuff that the Bible say right here, right now, right?
Facts.
Ain't that what practical means?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's.
So why you scared to do this practical challenge and put your practical God to the test? Because it seemed like every time y'all tried that, y'all held a capital L. So if your man Abba Bivens tried that with the FOI, you know, that didn't go his way. And if the prophecy of the 2000 year 2000 or whatever you saying, you know, that didn't go y'all way. So I guess y'all don't want this third strike from Brother Cam and them. Huh?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. 3 strikes, man. You
3
know.
strikes and you out. Well, guess what? You getting it. You getting it without having to accept it.
Yeah, that's real because, like, to me, right, like y'all had a dialogue, right, in the past. So to me, like he said something to the effect that oh, he making all these lies, ain't like that's supposed to make me react. He got my number, but my thing is, if I had a dialogue with a brother, right, and next thing I know, I see this brother on his live calling me out. I'm finna hit you, bro. What's up, man? Why you
That's how I came over his. That's what I'm saying. That's how I came over to his thing. He didn't invite me.
Right.
He didn't check in with me and say I'm finna start dissing the FOI and shit. He didn't check in with me. He took that upon himself, and I found out the surprising social media public way, just the same way that, and I went over there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we different. We just different. Like he got all kind of excuses and rules and conditions and all kind of shit. And when you corner him, then he's like, "That's a horrible thing. Why would God? We black people's already hurting each other and cursing each." Shut up, you coward! Shut your coward ass up.
Yeah, because what was crazy about it is I was watching it and I was like, man, I wish Cam could be watching this. And you popped up. That was what was crazy. Oh, everything I love, because remember I was watching it. And next time I was like, man, if Cam can only hear this mess. And you popped up. I was like, oh man, it's crazy. Right on time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I won't be popping up no more. You're gonna have to, you know, like I said, I'll do my work over here with my own people. I'll gather my own following regarding that camp. I've been doing this for 30-something years. Like I know how to start from scratch. The FOI knows how to build followings and build, you know, cases, you know what I'm saying, against real enemies and hypocrites. Don't nobody stir up these grassroots like us. Don't nobody got the influence that we got, or the respect or the love or whatever that we got. So it's people that, you know, even one person that you don't know how influential they might be, just like niggas didn't know how influential I was with Cube or whatever. If I got a certain influence over Cube or Snoop or, you know, then they gonna get to millions of people with my idea, with my belief system, with my influence, right? And it's the same way with this. I ain't got no less influential. I ain't got dumber and slower. Our people want a war. They want to see battle. They want to see fades. And they want intelligent, profound, you know, phase. And they want God-based phase because they want God to be a warrior. So that's why these full force dudes, these Soul Sonic Force, looking for the perfect beat, African Bambaataa dudes, you know, they talk tough. They talk warrior talk. So, you know, young brothers want to hear that. That's what they attracted to. But then once you call them out for what it really is and you see them punk out and put all kind of excuses, like, no, where's the God power? No, we're not talking about your outfits. You're not talking about your loud mouth and your speakers and all that. Y'all going hoarse, yelling and all that. No, we talking about your God. Bring your God out. We want your God. You already seen what happened to your leader. We want your God that didn't protect your leader, because our leader is protected. Our leader is actually our God. Shit. So let's run that. I don't want to be yelling with no grown ass man. Let's let the God do the business. Bring your God out.
Yeah, that's real, man. Because
by the power of Grayskull, they got He-Man outfits on.
Oh man, yeah, they definitely hey man, but you know, like I said, man, I used to listen to a lot of them brothers, man, just to see where they was coming from with the scriptures and see where their different breakdowns and how they was breaking it down in the streets. And you know, some of it was comical, you know, actually different, entertaining. But one thing, like one group I used to already respect was because this one group was called GMS, right? And they always taught contend for the truth, right? I learned that out of the scripture. I learned that scripture from them about contending. It's like if you're supposed to contend for the truth, what does to me? I guess I need to ask them again, or ask the Zodiac, like, what does the Bible mean by contending for the truth? Like, is that just talking about it? Is that just you know, I don't know.
How long is talking? Like, haven't we learned that talking ain't gonna get us nowhere? Talking ain't gonna do it. Talking is what you gonna catch some old cowards, or you gonna catch some young gullible warriors that don't realize you a coward yet. That's all loud talking gonna catch. You gonna catch some old cowards that are already punked out and is looking for something to still look black and militant, strong into, or you gonna find some youngsters that don't know that you capping. They don't know you a coward. Because if it's God business, where is the God? Like, your God don't do miracles. You talking about a miraculous God that ain't never been on earth, but he don't do miraculous miracles. He's not gonna back you up with a God challenge, with whatever the challenge is, you know, because you're blessed. You know what I'm saying? You're blessed, so God is gonna bless you. He gonna back whatever challenge that you agree to up. But he's saying that's horrible. That's demonic. That's demonic. But Elijah wasn't demonic. I'm demonic because I'm doing it live. I'm holding your ass to some accountability right here. I'm forcing you to put your fake God to the test. So I'm demonic.
Yeah, that's hypocritical for him to say that when the scriptures say prove all things. You know, if you're supposed to prove all things, they got a lot of proving to do on that side.
But it's about God. The whole thing, you memorize all of these scriptures because it's supposed to be about God. Are you just trying to sound smart that you memorize words? Or is all of that supposed to represent an actual God that got power and miracle power and all of that, that's going to back you up and do miracle things for you? Why do I care what you memorize? Why do I care what scriptures you can quote or what you say they mean if you ain't got no God to back it up? Your leader got murked. Your leader got murked. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they don't say, they just say that one part like, you know, I didn't know this, but I'm just gonna say what they said. He got beats by Dre till he was unalived by some New Jersey FOI. So, and they making it seem like the FOI aggressed on him. Are y'all telling the full story? Or because he's allegedly he was known for trying to initiate physical stuff. Did he initiate something physical on a New Jersey FOI and got beats by Dre until he was unalived? Why are y'all trying to make the NOI look like they was the bullies, or they was the demons or evil or whatever? It sounds to me like your mans and them was in violation and got what FOIs give for aggressing against FOIs. I want to hear the whole story. Don't just tell half the story, like, you know, yeah, the FOIs did him wrong, like they did him wrong. What did he do? So you saying that they put hands on him because he said something? Or did he hop off his little ladder and try to touch one of the FOI?
Right.
So that's what I want to know. We ain't got nothing to debate. I just want to ask some questions regarding that type of stuff. We ain't got nothing to debate. You ain't got no works. You ain't even got no works to debate to debate with, to debate over. So, but this is just, you know, good content for us. It's entertainment, like what you call him said, Machiavelli, entertainment at its finest. This is righteous, conscious, spiritual, God-based, warrior content, entertainment, keep each other company, keep each other energized, you know, pep talk or whatnot.
That's real, man.
What'd you say?
No, I'm just gonna say what you're saying is real, man, with the talents, because the way I see it is like just being in the YouTube streets, you know, a lot of people, you know, they don't believe in God no more. They don't want to hear nothing about no God. They don't want to hear none of that. So to me, then you got those that do believe in a God that's a mystery. I would call a mystery God, or, you know, can't be seen or heard from. And you know what I mean? So it's like you got all these different scenarios out here. So to me, it's like I think the challenge is good to show improve. Like, I think to me, people should be, if they so dedicated, like Cesaria, say they the home of the truth, no cow with 144,000. My thing is, y'all should be on the front line, like showing, like, look, this is the home of the truth. Y'all said y'all the home of the truth, so I'm like, wait a minute now, like, bro, y'all looking kind of tiptoes out here.
I just posted some. I'm gonna put it up right quick. Do you know who Ingo Swann? Any of y'all know who Ingo Swann was? You ever heard that name, Ingo Swann?
No, I never heard of that name.
For y'all that don't know, Ingo Swann was one of the most famous remote viewers, psychics in America's CIA psychic program, and then after that was Joe McMoneagle. All of that was Hal Puthoff and I forgot the other dude's name, but y'all look up Ingo Swann, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because this is why the youth or whatever, or even us, is more fascinated with white folks and with science than with Soul Sonic Force, Zulu Nation, Africa Bambaataa outfit dudes that don't display no type of God power. Ingo Swann was a white male rainbow dude that was tapping into his God power for astral projection and remote viewing, to such degree that they started a whole psychic soldier program around him. So if he was white and he was rainbow, it don't require none of us to have to be so holy or whatever for us to tap into our God power. So for you to act like your God can't do some miracle, whatever that I'm asking him for, or y'all ain't tapped in with y'all God right now in 2025, but he's allowing white rainbow dudes, you know what I'm saying, to crack all kind of codes and, every secret that that these militaries of the world was keeping, not just him, but it's like I say, Joe McMoneagle, Skip Atwater, Bob Monroe, Robert Monroe. It's like I can run it down, and that goes into L. Ron Hubbard. All of them was in the same clique. They were studying the same sciences, the God powers of the human brain, which also is accessible with white people. So white people is tapping into and practicing and demonstrating more God power than your Soul Sonic Force God. Like, nigga, you can't tell me nothing. That's why I'm calling for it. Like, I can go, y'all can go follow, go to, like I said, type in Ingo Swann or Joe McMoneagle or Hal Puthoff, and you can see their works. You can see their accomplishments. Why would I be getting more inspiration and more data and more proof from devils, like, rainbow devils? So, they supposed to be super cursed according to the Israelites, right?
Yeah.
Why they got more God power ability than y'all do? Where y'all Israelite oracle at? Because the one that said that world was going to end or whatever in 2000 or year 2000, that shit didn't work. The one that thought he could hop off the ladder in 1973 and put hands on a Jersey FOI, that didn't work. He didn't see in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you can't match me on the real demonstration of God, they don't talk to me about no God. That's why I was telling the other clown dude, the fake FOI. So you believe Elijah Muhammad is dead, but do you believe in the mother wheel? Like, where's y'all power? Where y'all God at? Like, nigga, if this is God business, y'all don't want to run no God demonstration, then shut up. That's all I want to run. I don't want to run no debate, run my mouth with you conversation. This the most running my mouth I'm gonna do is venting, frustrated at y'all goofiness because y'all don't want to put y'all God to the test. Y'all say, oh God, you're supposed to tempt God. This ain't got shit to do with tempting God. This got to do with exposing your coward excuses.
Yeah, that's real. Because what was interesting is I think it was you who asked him, correct me if I'm wrong, who asked him what his God was that. You asked him, was his God a man? He said something to the fact that his God was a man and was sitting on a throne.
Yeah. But he ain't never been on earth.
Right. So I'm like, if this throne ain't on earth, I'm like, where is this throne at? Like, is it on a
yeah, but how does that, like, why would I want to be believing in a God that ain't even interested in being where I'm at? Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then I thought he was a flat earther because he said he ain't on this plane. And when I hear plane, maybe I listen to many flat earthers, but plane, on this plane, I'm like, what?
And that's why you're supposed to mock them. That's why you're supposed to mock that foolishness. Like, right. Why? That's what Elijah was doing. Like, where your God at? Sleep? He on the other plane? He on another plane? He not gonna show up for you? They mocked Jesus like that when he was calling for Elijah. Everybody calling for Elijah, right?
Yeah.
No, don't help him. Let's see, will Elijah come save him? Will Elijah come take him down off that cross? He wasn't calling your God name. He was calling Elijah.
And you know what that takes me back to, man? I was studying something. This was some years ago. It was about 8-9 years ago. And it was this white guy. He was saying how the word atheist, I don't know how correct he was, but he was saying how the word atheist actually derived from like these Greeks or Roman. They was basically talking down on the people like, where y'all God at? Why y'all ain't got no power? Why y'all always losing? So they labeled them atheists because they didn't have no God and they ain't had no power and they could never win nothing. And and that's what this white boy, he was like, this historian was saying on some years ago. I had read about this.
Yeah, sound about right. Because they definitely ain't got no dubs, they ain't got no wins, and they gotta, I don't know. It's just whatever. But I just like I said, I just like to vent and put it out there. I'm not playing by none of their rules. I'm not cooperating with none of that no more. I showed my initial respect and it was broken. It was violated. The blasphemy was public. You didn't tap in with me and hit my DM and say, I'm about to say this and you invited or whatever, because I'm talking about all y'all. You said what you really thought and what you really felt. You said it publicly. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? So you ignored me, so I'm ignoring you. So we let the God deal with it. And that's why I'm glad I got a real God, you know what I'm saying, that I can call on. And I got a real God in my skull too that I can access. That the real God that I'm calling on is going to back up. It's going to back me up. I'm willing it. I'm willing the I can't say it on YouTube. I'm willing the discipline or the punishment. Not saying to destroy you. If God please, he'll destroy you, but I'm willing that he gets to that backside. He gets to that backside with his switch. So it's time for that. It's time for that, because that's when you know where God is really at and who God is really with. There is no other way, because during wartime, this is how you prove it. During so-called peacetime, maybe it got something to do with being financially abundant or something. God is with you because you got money and you got property and you got whatever. But during wartime, this is how you prove who God is with. It's through clashes. It's through curses. It's through chastisement and destruction and wrath. That's how you prove who God is with today. Right, James Evan Belt, Money in the Bank. Yeah. So that's that, man. I just had to respond, verbally. It's my duty to respond. I don't respond on their terms. I respond on my God's terms. So if your God teach you it's cool to be a punk and gossip and slander publicly and falsely accuse good men of being demons, then that's what your God you believe in. I think that's a demon. I think that's demonic. So we both think our God and our beliefs is demonic. So I'm praying to my God to curse yours, to destroy yours, to chastise you for that. So you should be praying for your God to do the same thing to me. Don't get the all soft kumbaya acting like, no, that's a horrible thing. Black people, the black race is off, and that sound like we supposed to be brothers, man. No, we not. No, we not. No, be not slack as to cry for peace. I don't want peace with you. Don't shalom me. Don't salam me. Salami and bacon, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You don't wish me peace. You clearly said we demons and our leader and God is fake and is going to be destroyed. Don't fake with me. Don't play. Don't fake.
Yeah, that's real.
This is the kind of fade I do. This is the kind of content. If we just gonna be talking, we all talk, right? So this is the kind of talk I got. You know what I'm saying? Money in the Bank say keep being great, protect your great energy. Oh no, this is how I build up this is my great energy gymnasium. This is how my energy gets great and got this great. You know what I'm saying? You got to throw down. You got to have some battles and some wars and some demos to show the people who God is really with. This is God business. I can't say that enough. This is not nigga business, not YouTube debate business. It's God business. So God business do God things. God's supposed to do God things. Don't tell me about no scriptures, nigga.
Yeah.
Don't show me.
But nah, man, you spot on, because according to them, their God tells them that y'all ain't right, and that to attack the information. So and my thing is to come out with slander like that on YouTube, how he did with all that, with no receipts at all, just emotional, just flaming emotions. It's just like, you know, if you could come out with that type of energy according to what the mission, your God, you say you're according to the Most High, that's what the mission, the Most High is telling you to do. So my thing is, how can they be offended by how you come and approach it? You know what I'm saying? So
because they emotional. They emotional and they want to play by their own little emotional interpretation rules. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, I get it. So that's why you go over their head and you call on the real God to overrule they rules. That's how you make a believer, right? That's what the I can't say that enough. That's what the Elijah challenge or showdown was all about. They both believed in their gods, right?
Right.
So this how you settle it. These dudes don't want to settle it. They don't want to agree to settle it. They want to keep on making excuses and make content or whatever. Well, God got some content. I'm waiting on that content. See, that's the cold part. Either one of us gonna be some super content shortly. It's either gonna be me. You're gonna be able to brag that Abba Bivens came back and did this to Cam. and y'all gonna be able to celebrate for however long, you know what I'm saying? Because this happened to Cam, or it's gonna be the other way around.
Yeah, I mean,
that's it. Abba Bivens or Elijah Muhammad. That's it.
Because, you know, I don't see what's wrong. Why is it wrong? What's wrong with doing a challenge? If it's my book, right, I should be able to do a challenge out of my book with no problem.
Right. But you, like I said, you're never going to convince them. You're never going to convince a coward not to be a coward. You have to force their hand. You know what I'm saying? God hates cowards, like I said before. So he has a whole different scheme and curriculum. He has a whole different process for cowards. He deals with cowards a different type of way. And it involves humiliation. It involves public humiliation. This is what they fear the most. They fear public humiliation the most. So surely the real God is going to bring about what you fear.
Yeah, most definitely, man. You can definitely see it within just the behavior of the brothers. You know, the behavior. You know, it speaks volumes. You know, all that. You know, posture, the way the way. I mean, just this is why observing them brothers, the way they was acting and responding, and I mean, it's like, come on, man. And then, hey, man, it's laughable. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I'm fascinated, and you know, I love demonstrating and talking about and teaching and experimenting with the power, the God power of the human being. That's why I even brought up the little cracker. I mean, you know, the little white boy, rainbow white boy, Ingo Swan or whatever, because I want us to tap into our God power. All this scripture shit, and you know, excuse my cussing, and that's just me. All this scripture stuff, if it's not teaching you how to access right now, immediately access your God power. Because I don't even really like the idea of having to just pray and rely on my Father to do for me what I know He gave me the power and ability and example to do for myself. You know what I'm saying? He gave us a rod and a staff. He gave us, you know, the same brain and the same power potential to control the forces of nature, to call down blessings or to call down curses. He gave us the same thing that He had. So I'm not interested in no lip wrestling and no memorization of scripture contest. No, I want to put all what that scripture shit's supposed to be, what it's supposed to mean. I want to put that to the test. I love the idea of us experimenting with our God powers. Somebody saying, you know what, Cam, man, I fasted 2 or 3 days and I actually called for something to happen. That shit happened, man. That's what I want. I don't want to rely on no Zulu Nation preachers and shit. I mean, no diss to the Zulu Nation, but you know, full force, get busy one time, outfits.
Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah, Parliament Funkadelic, by the power of Grayskull. You know what I'm saying? No, I want our power, man. I want us to demonstrate our power. So that's what I'm into. That's why I'm even doing this, because it's still going to be entertaining to see whether I lose or I get cursed, because I'm calling for something. We want to see something. And I don't mind being the you know, the getting the short end of it. Just so I just want to show I want to see some God power. Stop talking this God shit and you ain't got no God power. Show me some power. I need some supernatural power. Shut up. Nigga, shut up. So this is how you shut me up, by getting your God to shut me up. And this is how I think I'm going to shut you up. So, but that's the best. I mean, that's the best I can do. Hopefully, man, you know, I'm keeping y'all company, and I don't want to be on no emotional stuff or, you know, some people see it as negative. I don't see it as negative. I see it as very inspirational, and a way to really get in the spirit of the season that we in, which is the spirit of war, righteous warfare. So hopefully y'all understand what I'm on, and it's gonna get more and more heated as the days go by, and I expect my God to do what I will, you know what I'm saying, and what I prayed for. And he should expect his God to do the same thing. I mean, I ain't even heard what he said his God is supposed to do to us or do to me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it though, Madon. So as always, man, what's your last words for the people?
Hey man, I would say, man, it's about that time. Let's continue for the truth. We can continue to debate God for the next 3 years.
Your Wi-Fi is tripping.
Oh, for real? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say, man, let's continue for the truth and debate that cause, and we can't continue to debate for 20 plus years. And I feel like you, bro. Let's put our God power to work. To me, we can eliminate a lot of the confusion by doing that. And, with that, I say peace and blessings.
Man, peace and blessings, brother Cam, Campaign Show Live, Madon Commit, my correspondent in these YouTube streets. And, look up Ingo Swan, look up Joe McMoneagle, look up Hal Putoff. I want y'all to really look into these CIA, formerly top secret psychic programs, remote viewing. Y'all go on YouTube and look up remote viewing. I ain't even talking about looking up astral travel and nothing like that, out of body experience. Just look up remote viewing. How no secret can be hidden. You know what I'm saying? When, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad already taught us this, that, in the 1970s, at a certain point, 1 out of every 100 of us would be, regain that ability. So that was in the 70s. So now, the enemy knows that. That's why they hitting us so hard with this poison food, hitting us so hard with this Fauci juice, all the stuff that would block those signals, to block your ability to access that, because you can't keep no secret from God or his angels. There is no such thing as a secret. And devils can't handle that. Devils and Satans cannot thrive and survive in that type of environment where the people is awake to you like that. And that would keep us, acting right too. A whole lot of lying would be eliminated if niggas knew how to read your mind. Like, nigga, So that's what we used to do. But we had to be put to sleep. All of those powers and abilities had to be put to sleep for 6,000 years to allow this new man, based on wickedness and evil with the opposite nature, to build a whole world and system on our planet according to their desires, according to their nature and their vision and their ability. So, but now we waking back up, and you can't hide no secrets from the righteous, from the gods. So it's no use in trying to lie, because these righteous, these angels, the angelic powers that's coming back is going to air you out. It's going to air you out. Some of us now go to sleep and have dreams, and they're not really dreams. It's really data. It seems like dreams is really data about certain people that, that you're going to have to jump on them. You're going to be able to say what this is, not knowing that you just been shown they whole little secret get down. That's what I've been, practicing on, for decades. And a lot of us already is fine-tuned when it comes to that. I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying I know that's what I'm working on. And that's why I take certain positions because of what I see, what I understand. When I see, I don't mean I see it with these eyes. I see it with that eye that we talking about. And you can't hide it. And it just infuriates me. It just offends me to see you try. We so used to lying and getting away with lying and being under the grace of not being, suffering the consequences of all the lying that we do. There's people among you that know you lying. People among you that got power and authority over your own mind and over your own soul. And you don't like that. That's why it's so terrifying. That's a demon. That sounds like a demon. No, somebody knows your thoughts better than you do. Somebody got authority over the body that you wearing more than you do. You don't like that. That's what angels are. Angels got power and authority over you. You don't got authority over them. You don't even got authority over your own body more than them. And that's what we don't like, the idea of that. We want that to be ghosts and spooks. We don't want that. We don't like the idea of another human being, especially a black man that you don't agree with, that has the keys to your life and death, or authority, the keys to your heaven and your hell. Oh, you don't like that idea. Well, guess what? Chicken butt. We used to say. But yeah, on that note, man, much love and respect, Madame, man. Thank you for putting up with my venting like you always do. And all of y'all also, putting up with my whatever it is I'm on. I'm not the best knower, but I am a son and a student of the best knower. And the best knower has blessed me, and I'm not lying to you about your powers. These powers that I'm talking about, that these full force get busy one time fakers don't seem to have no access to, and don't want to even act like they want to challenge or test. You got them powers. You could do the same thing I'm doing. You don't have to be a Muslim. I just showed you Ingo Swan, Rainbow White Boy. Got way more access to his God power than all these goofies put together. So if they can do it and they got access, you got access. I want you to exercise your God power. But it starts by cleaning your body up. Get rid of them worms, get rid of them heavy metals and them toxins. You know, but shit, if the Rainbow dude was doing it, shit, you might not have to get rid of nothing. Shit. Oh man. But yeah, on that note, man, I'm out of here, big. I'm a dime, man. Thank you, bro. Again, like I said, much respect, much love, and thanks to y'all.
Man, it's always I think I just want to say before we go, man, I think a lot of times, a lot of these panels, man, it's good for the mind, the body, and the soul. And for a lot of us, it's a happy home outside our happy home. You know, and I think that's why a lot of us reside in the chat or just, you know, and I think we need it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know I need it. I know I need y'all. So let me tell you, my God is not a spook ghost God. My God is in the person of y'all. My Allah is in the person of righteous people. People that want righteousness. Y'all are the body of the Allah that I pray to. So if you agree with me, these things is really going to happen that much faster. Because where there's one or more gathered in my name, if y'all agree with this challenge and what I'm willing and what I'm praying, then trust and believe it's going to happen even more profound and faster than you thought. Put it to the test, though. And if you against me, get together and be against me and put it to the test. So I just want something to happen. Let's just make something happen. It's going to happen regardless, but I want y'all to be on the right side of what's going to happen. So last time again, I'm going to shut up now. Madame, man, take us out of here.
No doubt, man. That's it. Hey, let's keep contending for the truth. You know what I mean? And like the brother said, man, let's truly reach our God power and purpose. And peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Till tomorrow, God willing. Peace.